to our fair channel. We players are not available at the moment. We are currently setting up stream and adding production value. As proof of this, I, Sep, am talking to you from the past. Yes, this is a recording, and I am probably doing something unspeakable at this very moment. But enough chit-chat. I only said all this to give the stream time to actually start, and the people a chance to come in. Now, as in the movies, enjoy the pre-movie commercials.
Roll initiative. Yep, Meepo in big trouble. Big doo-doo. The great dragon was Tandle. Big doo-doo.
So, would you say this is a big danger, what you're hearing?
I mean, if they fuck me on my tips, I'm bringing them to that town.
Did you say tips or something else?
Tips.
No tips.
Okay, cool.
It depends on the gender of the person I'm guiding.
So,
Fuck me
yeah,
on my
you
tits.
expose them to the blacksmith, I see.
Alright, so that was Windswept with Wanderer. They got some cool music, and hi, I'm Shump. I do podcasts now. Fuck it. Windswept, Lake of Light. Okay, so I think this is cool. I guess you've been waiting long enough. Just gotta figure out what knob to turn, because this is all new to me. That one goes... Oh, yeah, it goes down. It goes down. It goes down. Cool. Alright, I guess... Roll the show, then. Goodbye.
Exactly.
Actually, I can see a lot of scars by your characters.
Yeah, okay, I lived through my characters, and that's why I don't have any real life issues. Other than the
Also,
Spanish soap opera ones.
Actually, I might as well wait. Is anyone getting a hold of Opposite? Since he's showing us busy.
I'll
Hasn't he been
see.
showing us busy the last week?
Yeah, it's been
Yep.
showing busy all the week. So it doesn't really mean anything. It just doesn't want to be disturbed at any time, anywhere,
But yeah,
for no reason.
public service announcement about buying second-hand Nintendos.
Yes.
Nintendo has this brilliant idea that they should hardware ban the MAC address of the device if someone does something stupid.
That's not a
So-
common problem, you know.
Well,
No.
actually, it's a yeah.
But here's the
heard
thing:
of
when the
it. I
seller
don't-
doesn't inform you that they got the device banned, you, as the new purchaser, have no rights. You can't call Nintendo and like, okay, hey, I bought this, but it's been banned by the previous owner. Can you unban it?
Yeah,
and
sounds like
stop
Nintendo.
them. They will say to you, "Fuck you,"
Yep,
and that's all.
that's
they will
very
do.
close to
Or
what they
the
told me.
equivalent in Japanese.
Or the way that the company
Which is
that
kind
sold
of
me
extremely
a-
weird because I can still play physical games on this. I can still just jailbreak it and do whatever the fuck I want. But why wouldn't they ban the account? And also, since they have a pretty hefty spy setup on this thing going online at any time, so they can easily tie together a physical serialized game with an account. So why wouldn't they ban accounts
can
instead?
add a stupider company. I mean, that's not the stupidest I have heard. I've bought a computer part. It was broken when it arrived. I mean, it was not usable. I called them. I have guarantee. I mean, I have for 1 year. You guarantee the item. Sure, you need to send it. It will cost you twice the amount of the item.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And then I told them,
was this
okay,
Apple?
how can I give you the item physically because they are here in the country? They said we don't have a shop. You need to send it by mail. what? What do you mean? If I can send you by mail, I can also give it to you by hand.
Again, was this Apple?
No, it was just a tiny shop that
It
by
definitely
now has
sounds
already.
like something Apple would do.
I have a
No,
Huawei!
but
And
but I
Chris,
got
it's
my
the best
money
phone I've
back.
ever had.
because I used PayPal to pay for it, so I just told PayPal that they didn't honor their agreement, and I got my money back. So fuck them.
Are you enjoying the amazing hint application that sends you random alerts like, hey, did you know you can right click by holding down?
I haven't really noticed. I have so many fucking pop-ups from mails and stuff, and Snapchat and Instagram and stuff.
Yeah, I forgot
Just
you're that
browse
kind
it.
of person.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that stuff. Anyways,
get laid
I
on
have
this stuff.
ordered. Do you know what it takes to hack this?
3 minutes.
A paperclip.
From MacGyver.
I'm not kidding. A paperclip.
What do you
Lovely.
need to do? Click something?
You bridge pin 10 and 1 with a paperclip. Done.
And that's it?
That's it. That puts it in emergency recovery mode that is not checking any custom firmware or anything.
Can you not install a new ROM then?
Well, I'm going to jailbreak it and install everything that I have there. Also on
How
here.
much space does it have?
32 internal, and then it's got an SD card slot that I fixed.
Do you know how big the games on cartridges used to be? For, say, Game Boy?
Let's see.
No, I know how much. Do you know?
Megabytes
it's-
at best.
No, you're way beyond the amount. No.
I know. Let's see. My original. Oh, yeah. The original
4K would
Game
be
Boy.
big.
The original Game Boy Blue Edition base game is exactly 1024 kilobytes.
1024?
Yeah,
That's a big
though I
game.
have several other games here.
But that's
at
new,
32
right?
kilobytes.
Go back to older games, you will see it's even.
Yeah, I have like 32, 64.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'll be nice to have like Pokemon and stuff on this.
The funny
I'm
thing
surprised
is,
they
no
don't
way.
have Pokemon on there already.
They do, the new one.
Oh.
But if
Was
they're
it
gonna be
banned?
dicks to me, I'll be dicks to them. That's as easy as it is.
you
The
cannot.
worst
be
part is
dicks
they
to
could
them.
earn
You
more
get dick.
money if they banned accounts instead of banning hardware. Because if you get your account banned, you still have your working stuff. So you buy a new account, you buy new games, and you get banned again. That's the typical hacker mentality. But that's cheaper and more like the barrier of entry is much lower than buying an entire new device.
How much does it cost?
3,000 Norwegian kroner,
What does
which
that mean?
is
Christina
306
drew her
euros.
face, right? Christina has drawn her naked body, didn't she?
Ooh, where?
What?
What? What
I
are you
can't show
talking
this on Snap nor on stream, but you have her on Snapchat, right, Tim? Okay.
I don't use Snapchat.
Okay.
Snapchat.
What?
I'm alive.
Hey, Upset.
Hello!
You're right.
You look so awake. Why
Good
do you look so
morning.
awake? Seem so awake.
Oh, let's get back to
Is that different from your usual room?
Yes, he's not in his usual room.
I'm in my usual room. I just moved the camera over.
Ah, okay. Because
You
your
can
window
just
looked like
see
a
the
door.
Why do you have a pants on there?
He was trying to hide the woman in his bed.
Scarf.
What
It's a scarf.
is it?
Yeah, you need it over here in those cold, cold winters.
I don't know what a scarf
Oh,
is.
so it's not a blindfold.
I mean,
Yeah,
it could be used as
um,
one, ineffectively.
Since you weren't here when I said it, opposite. If you ever want to buy secondhand Nintendo, make sure it's not been hardware banned. Make sure you ask the seller. Because there's no way to reverse it, so you
Also,
will buy
if you need to
something that doesn't
jailbreak
work.
it, get a paperclip. Very important.
Yes.
Get the paperclip.
You know, I hope that Nintendo aren't watching these streams and then just kind of like, you know, huh,
Well, who
these
cares?
guys are giving away.
They're shit to streamers anyway, so.
Yeah, and they're shit to anyone actually. I mean,
No.
if you're a reviewer or like a guy that does actual like porting work, he ports games over to this modern vintage gamer. He's been writing ports and homebrew for like years. He got all his videos demonetized because he had 2 videos with the Switch in it.
Oh, yes,
lovely.
They demonetize any video that has to do with their hardware or software.
Because
Not to
it
mention
had
that they're completely militant about any sort of ROMs about their games floating about, or
Yes.
emulation software, which
Yes.
they will then gladly repurpose so they can sell their N64 classics.
yes, so they'll take these illegal ROMs and stick them on their own systems and sell them.
Yeah, 'cause I
why
mean-
not?
Because Nintendo.
Almost as bad as Apple.
Fortunately, I managed to get the seller to
You mean the
admit.
count?
So since the seller withheld the information, I was also allowed to just okay, well, I would have bought it regardless because I wanted to practice the board work, so give me half back and I won't sue you.
Apple. You mean the company that basically just goes, okay, so here's this phone that we made, but you know what? Let's just take the old board, put a new case on it, job done.
Well, I mean,
Sounds about right.
isn't that how you do new phones? You just put the old hardware in a new package.
Except this time you solder everything on.
Oh,
Yeah, and
well, I
glue
mean,
it
have you
down.
ever seen a Mac inside? That's how you do it wrong.
Yes, do you watch Louis Rossman do repairs?
Yeah.
Oh, that's always amazing.
Yeah.
And how
He gets
amazing
so
was he when he
cranky.
found out how it looks from the inside? He
Who
was just
hurt you, little Mac? Who hurt you? Did he put the long screw in the short hole?
Unusual server issues, maybe? Yeah. It took 10 minutes for it to show, which was amazing. Also, I had a spider that was really cool. He kept following my cursor around the screen.
Oh, I was
remember
thinking it was a
those-
camel spider.
No, it was on my screen. It was just walking around
Well,
my
it
screen.
could still be a camel spider if it's on my screen.
I don't think it was. I can actually send you the video. It
How
will-
big are
No, no,
camel
no, no,
spiders
we're-
exactly?
What? Sorry?
How big are camel spiders exactly?
About a foot.
Hmm.
They're the kind that will attack your boots.
I can send
And
you
you'll
the
feel
video.
it.
One moment, I'll send you the video.
But they're so hilarious watching people, like American soldiers in Afghanistan, out in the middle of the desert, and there's just a giant spider running after one of the soldiers who's freaking out because they don't know that all he cares about is just trying to get some shade. So the spider is following the shade, the soldier is freaking out in that direction.
Beautiful. One sec.
Very
I'll-
cool.
But then again, I'd be equally terrified if a dinner plate sized spider was chasing me.
I actually had one.
Is he
it
here?
was
Dude,
fruit
stop
cider.
moving. It's hot out here.
That's time.
Liam, why are you so low in audio?
Low.
Oh, now you're okay. What
Yeah.
the hell was that?
I wasn't actually speaking. I was doing so. One sec. I'm just gonna take my plate back downstairs.
No!
Oh, that might be me. Is that better?
So, Kesh, I sent the video that I took. It was using my phone.
How did you record it? Huh.
Phone.
You at least recorded it sideways.
I did? I don't think
No.
so. No. It was pretty cool.
That was
though.
the-
It was like for 5 minutes on my screen, just going around my cursor, attacking my cursor every time I move.
I'm gonna get you.
What? We can't hear you, Cash.
How does he see it?
I don't know.
Because it's
I'm
below his
confused.
field of view, and also the field moving is massive to him.
Yeah, I know. That was why I was like. At first, I didn't understand why he's running around my screen, and then I figured out that he's actually following my cursor. So I started playing
Yeah.
with him
That's the weird part. How can he see the cursor?
because their eyes
When
are
it's-
supposed to be up here.
Yeah, the eyes are above them, and also the cursor is below and sunken in the ground.
Jeez,
So
that's
I'm
a
wondering
very,
if it's
very big
does
spider.
he see the like static
he sees
electricity?
No, maybe he sees the less light, like
Could
the
be.
shadow for him. Maybe he sees it as a shadow.
He wants to become a shadow lich.
Oh god.
And he was really attacking it. This is actually a bad video in regards to that because later I moved my mouse and he started attacking it
God.
continuously.
You've just given Theo an idea.
Uh-oh. Yeah, he's writing it down. He's writing it down.
Spiders? Spiders are cool. I don't like them.
Camel-sized spiders.
Giant spider,
Spiders
shadow.
already exists.
That just sounds like a bad day all around.
Hang on. So Sarim's gonna make a return as a Shadow Lich?
Yay! Can I play him?
Oh hey, I still have the note from last time. You were so helpful with that too.
Oh god.
Always am helpful.
What I've written down is crying, except it's a huge statue with an elder brain.
I'm useful for my DMs. I'm helping my DMs form more ideas.
You're also useful for getting your party members killed.
I've never killed any party member.
Speaking of D&D and spiders, though, are there any templates for trapdoor spiders?
Trapdoor spiders.
Not yet.
Yeah, trapdoor spiders.
No.
They build their nests downwards, and they have a door that they can open. So they just.
That's actually not a bad idea. That's pretty
actually-
clever. Nice trap.
Actually, I mean, that's actually from nature. But never mind.
Yeah, it's a real
Yeah.
spider.
Yeah,
I think there's
Yeah,
a spider
but-
like that in Guyana which does something similar. They hide in trunks of trees and then
No.
lash out.
Yeah, eight-legged freaks, trapdoor spider. Yeah, have fun. More bike scene.
I actually haven't watched that.
Mammoth.
So one
Spider.
second, Upsy, do you want to go to Guyana now?
I mean, I might end up in Mexico, so
That's a weird spider. What's wrong with it?
It's digging to hide.
Oh, that's horrible. The person doesn't know that he should put a place to hide.
No, that one's it's a spider that attacks from the sand. Also, another good idea for attacking spiders.
Goo.
Will we be going to
This one-
deserts anytime soon?
Let's
I
go
know.
to a desert.
So
The
here's
only
the
de- the
problem.
only-
I
The
hear
only-
the Anorok is very nice this time.
Isn't there
Oh.
like something hidden underground, like the Faerun or something, which are like deadly?
Oh, don't
Don't
worry
worry
about that. Or the Terras.
What about the blue
or
dragons?
The two
sand.
gold dragons.
The gold
The
dragons?
Shadow Enclave who are on their way back.
Gold
Yeah.
dragons aren't bad for me.
Just remember to walk without rhythm so you don't attract the worm.
I got that reference.
And try not to puncture any holes in the Sharn wall.
Sounds like fun.
I'm sure it'll go just fine. Don't worry about it.
Also, there might be the occasional Netherese scouting party, and they have very strict orders not to be seen or leave anyone alive.
Lovely. You know, when people can teleport whenever they want, sort of thing, that's the kind of people you want to face.
I think so.
Oh yeah, your artwork from earlier. That was amazing, Torm. You have a promising future.
I know. I'm very talented. This is a close-up of the spider.
Yeah, it's a common house spider.
It's very cute. And it eats all the bugs, so I like it.
Yeah, I like having spiders in my house. Keeps the bugs I don't like out.
People don't understand it and just try to kill the spiders.
Yeah, so they kill the spiders and suddenly they have ants and suddenly
And
they
then
have
there's-
moths.
Actually, at my place, spiders can't deal with the ants. There are too many ants to win. But they do their best.
What is it about hot weather, hot weather regions in general, which always just brings out populations of ants?
Ants can survive the heat. Other animals cannot.
True, I suppose, but it's like Guyana has tons of ants. Some very nasty ones.
Let me explain to you something about biology. Heat helps things grow.
I am aware of that, yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you know that fact.
So what's your excuse?
What?
Oh, savage!
Wait. That doesn't make sense.
Well, what's your height, Tom?
No. I mean the picture. I was looking
Have
at
you
the
never
picture.
heard of it came from the desert?
I haven't actually.
or
no.
it came from space.
I never heard of it.
It
so
came from the
won't
ocean.
I've heard about Mars Attack. Is that close?
Mars Attack!
Mars Attack is amazing.
I haven't watched it. I've only heard about it.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
Or Sep's film, It Came From Behind.
I mean, that should be his ringtone.
I should extract the voice clip from Warcraft 3, the dwarven helicopter unit that says that when they crash.
Oh, that's lovely. Yes.
They came from behind.
La da dee.
And there's the bent paperclip for hacking the switch. That's all it takes to hack the switch.
And now Nintendo will demonetize our stream.
I mean, were we earning anything from the stream anyway?
I mean, I think it's like what you earn 2 cents per stream.
Here, Chris, I did half the job for you.
I believe I have the original game, so I can just extract the game sound.
Well, if you
That's what I
want it.
did with the StarCraft sounds that I pasted here. Or did I paste them here?
You did some of them.
Yeah.
One second, please. I want to check something.
Oh, that's a amazing unit.
Ah, try more.
That unit has so many quotes that fit Sepp. They'll never hear me coming. This bomb's for you. Take it is apparently one of the voice lines.
Nice.
Take it.
Oh, and there's your climax. We have liftoff.
No, that's what when he gets an erection.
And when you're having doubts about where you're putting it, stay on target.
That's nothing you can promise.
Well, he doesn't sound very confident when he's saying it, so.
Yeah, on target?
Considering the kind of women you tend to hang around with, Seb, I'm sure they don't mind even if you hit the wrong target.
No, they don't. Bite the pillow. We're going in dry.
Speaking of biting the pillow, how about some D&D?
We should totally start with Stan, Greg.
Yes,
That's
because
what
he
I
is
was intending
definitely
to.
biting the pillow right now.
Nice.
So
So I'm off
last
the rack?
session. So last session, we went through the long rest after Stangreg had been dropped off, I believe, and then quite a bit of the following day as well, without anyone coming to pick him up.
There's no need
It's
to say
strange how someone just forgot, and there's this gnome who is very adamant about rushing us out of town to do something else too. It's almost like he's wanting to leave.
that. I don't know what you're talking about. What gnome? Who's that gnome?
You have no proof, I tell you.
It's true. I didn't sign anything.
So, Stangreg, after the past, what would it be? Maybe around 18, 20 hours or so.
Ah, so it's Friday.
It's Friday.
You finally managed to clamber up from the basement of this building, and this the bouncer standing around at the entrance opens the door for you, kind of with this
Merc.
Kind of with this shit-eating grin on his face.
Mm-hmm.
His bald head glistening in the evening sun.
I know the feeling.
Yep. His scraggly beard, which clearly refuses to grow any longer than it is.
Motherfucker. Didn't he actually see that before now? That could have been me.
Mm-mm. He lets you out of the house of pleasure, and you stumble out onto the street. The door closes behind you.
Am I able to stand upright? Like, if I'm trying to, like, stand straight, will there be something obstructing my angle from my pelvic region because of things and foreign objects and soreness?
I mean, not anymore. You can roll a Constitution saving throw, though.
Oh, that's nice. Did you go through my entire session or like the thing last time?
No.
Oh, so this is just ooh.
The less said about it, the better.
I see.
Nobody but him needs to know what happened in there.
Yeah. So you stand up straight for the first time in the 20 hours or so. And you immediately feel this strange kind of feeling of both your muscles like tightening and relaxing at the same time, but in different locations.
Yeah. I guess I'm just standing there, then leaning up towards the wall for about 35 minutes.
All right. Yeah, you probably could walk, but it'll be rather tough going.
Yeah, exactly. I guess I'm
You
standing
might
like...
No,
Hmm?
you have no problem passing gas right now.
No.
No,
Just
absolutely
silent
not.
death, basically. Every time.
In fact, you might not want to sneeze
Exactly.
or
And
cough.
if I yawn really hard, I'll just pass air immediately.
Don't worry, nobody will hear it.
Yeah, there's that. I'll try to kind of I will try to, how do I say this? Walk like a cowboy who's been riding a horse for the last 2 weeks and not sparing the horses.
Yeah. You might want to invest in a ring-shaped cushion of some kind.
Yeah. I don't
Which
know how
way do
long
you
this
want
will
to
take.
go?
Just towards the last known location of where I could find familiar faces.
Well, that would be the
So-
building right behind you.
Just knock on the door again.
Hello.
35 minutes later, I'm ready for round 2.
Would it be
Oh,
round
God.
2 or 15?
I mean, are you counting for yourself or the other people?
That depends on the number of people.
Because it was pretty non-stop for you.
Interesting.
I feel like Sepp knows about how it feels.
Do I? Probably a lot. Do I have
I mean, he was in jail.
Do I have full creative authority over the debriefing of this?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. All I need to know.
So you want to head down towards the tavern, or do you want to head towards the marketplace, or
The tavern.
Where do you want to
It would definitely be the tavern.
Alright. and start heading down the nearest big street, heading south?
Yeah, it's probably been a while since you had something in your mouth that was actually food. So you're probably a bit peckish by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe he had protein.
No, there's no protein in that. Lots of zinc, though.
Well, I mean, that you know more.
In the meanwhile, home Midrash SR,
Yes.
what are you up to?
A lot of things.
Didn't we leave off about to go to bed, basically, so we can get ready to head out in the day after?
Mm-hmm.
Well, not about to head to bed, but like late evening.
Yeah.
That was where we left off. So we are going to sleep.
All right.
Yes. I mean, don't forget, I'm going with the whole hut thing around myself every time I go to sleep. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh.
yes.
I
Yes.
just remembered our guest and where they are staying.
Oh yes, that will be interesting.
Well, my character, from what I remember, is having a bit of a headache, so he's gonna have a light, relaxing evening.
Mm-hmm.
It's
All
been
right.
enough madness for one night.
What do you mean? What madness? I don't remember any madness.
This is
My
madness.
character remembers a bit of madness after delving into
I
the.
don't know. I'm just
madness
saying.
infested. I keep wanting to call it a tiara for some reason. I know it's not a tiara; it's a kira.
So why are you calling it a tiara?
Maybe he is a pretty princess.
Mm, that would explain a lot of things.
Home, what about you?
Home will probably just end up going to bed.
Good night.
All right.
We were
And
talking
what
about home now, not opposite.
Why not both?
And what of our potential convert? What is he doing this fine evening?
Well, for Drake, you just had a very interesting encounter at one particular, fairly unassuming temple.
Indeed.
Then I believe you were heading back towards the tavern.
That's right.
Yeah.
So is he seeing this character that it's taking one step at a time, both hands resting on the wall, just inching along the wall, looking a bit weird?
Well, I mean, Drake would probably be, well, a couple of blocks away at best.
Aw.
Well, it's not like
Ah!
What was that? Sorry, Chris. What were you saying?
it's not like Stan knows the way, is it?
True. Does he actually know the way?
Stangr, why don't you roll a survival check?
How many of those did I roll metaphorically down in the basement?
Well, it's
Every
not
one of them.
literal survival, it's more like constitution saving throws.
And
Wait,
sanity
mistress,
check.
I need to roll a constitution saving throw.
For what?
My asshole.
Oh, look at that.
Nice. So you do know where you're going,
Yes.
and
I
you
can
are
smell
heading
it.
down the right street.
I'm kind of taking light breaths because I'm guessing after that amount in a closed area, all the senses are just taken over by the fresh air in the streets, the shit being poured from the windows and stuff. It's probably just like really sniffing in menthol or ammonia.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know where you would get the menthol.
No, that's why I said ammonia.
So yeah, Drake, you're just crossing the marketplace when you see this figure in the distance crossing one of the big intersections down towards the west.
Ah, right.
Kind of hobbling along, looking like he's crap himself. And like leaning against this little post that's at the center of the intersection, and then continuing along very slowly again.
Do I recognize it as Stan Greg?
Why don't you make a perception check?
All right.
Ooh. All right. It definitely looks familiar. You can't quite get a proper sightline on the guy's face. He definitely seems familiar. And those clothes remind you of Stan Greg for sure.
Stop for a moment and kind of lean my head down, just rubbing my beard with my free hand, thinking. Then just shake and then keep heading towards the tavern, choosing to ignore him.
All right. You are heading off to your own bed?
Indeed. At least for now.
All right. In that case, Dan Greg.
Yeah.
You arrive down at the frost-touched frog and stumble into the inn, and then head up into the room that was reserved for you. Kind of half crawling up the stairs.
Oh yeah. Almost like stopping at every step and just with one hand on the wall, one just hanging straight down, like a beaten up manga. Silhouetting myself up there.
Yeah. So you eventually get to the door to your room, and do you open the door gently, or do you throw it open?
I throw it open. My senses are fucked, so.
All right.
But getting to my bed as soon as possible.
You throw the door open, and it slams against the wall behind, and you stumble into the room, only to hear a loud shrieking noise coming from the bed, and then this small humanoid figure kind of bounces up on top of the bed in nothing but this loincloth and this kind of like sash of cloth running over like the torso, kind of.
Female or male?
This green-skinned, long-eared, short creature looks at you, screaming and backing away against the wall.
Don't worry. I won't do anything to you. I couldn't even if I wanted to.
it leaps to the little table in the room and takes this little candle there and tries to throw it at you while still screaming, missing you completely as the candle and the candlestick crash against the wall beside you.
I'll just start walking towards the creature, and then when I get to the head of the bed, I will take a 45-degree turn and then just slump down on it, face down, and probably pass out.
The creature continues to scream on the on the table.
I'll raise an arm
looking at you.
like this, just
Wait until tomorrow. I can't right now.
And then you hear it scrambling out of the room, taking the candlestick with it.
yeah.
Did any of us hear the screaming at Jason?
Oh hell yeah!
I will probably get up
Hmm.
and kind of peek out the door.
Yep. Your new goblin friend is standing right there in the corridor, with holding this candlestick like a club, and is just standing against the wall opposite from Stangreg's room, and it is still screaming.
Since he's armed, I will do something to stop him from attacking anyone.
Is
I'll
it
cast a
fireball?
minor illusion of myself right in front of him and say, "Relax." I mean, I will say it from behind him because I can't say it from in front of him, but yeah.
It goes quiet for like a second, and then starts screaming even louder and swings the candlestick against this gnome that has appeared right in front of it. And it starts scrambling down the corridor.
I will try and stop it.
How?
I will say out loudly while not screaming. Say, "It's me! It's me! Stop running away!"
Alright.
Meanwhile, in Madrash's room, you just see him in his bathrobe, a book, glasses over the book at the screaming, and then just looks down.
I mean, would he be reading right now considering his pounded headache?
Yeah, something light. Probably
1 second.
Not-
Sorry, someone at the door.
not education.
So the theory about the nature of the weave.
Yeah, the comedy one, yeah.
Yeah.
The comedy version.
Alright. Home. Do you want to do anything to this screaming coming from outside?
I'm just gonna be laying in bed, look at the door, listen carefully for a second. I should be able to hear Torm's voice, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you hear SR after a moment.
Hello.
I'll be like, and I just roll over and go back to sleep.
Fair enough.
So, SR,
Yes.
the goblin finally stops, but only after it kind of like scrambles backwards directly into this little table that's been set on the side of the corridor. And it bumps into it, and this this vase full of flowers topples over and bashes him on the head,
He's
knocking him unconscious.
I will not even bother to currently try and heal him. I will take him by the foot and start dragging him towards my room.
All right.
And once I get to my room, I will check if he's stable or needs healing. If he's not he's not in a state that he needs healing, let me know.
He's just unconscious.
All right, so I will close the door and cast my circle, so he will be stuck in the corner, so he won't be able to get out. And then I will go to sleep,
Alright.
so he can't enter the place I'm sleeping in.
Fantastic.
Oh, and I will not allow sound in, so if he wakes up and starts screaming, that's fine. I will keep sleeping. Ah, I'm stuck! I'm stuck! I'm sleeping.
Great. All right. So the next morning
Why
arrives.
didn't wake up during the night? Oh, that's...
The next morning arrives. The goblin is in the corner, hugging the candlestick, and has curled into a little ball in the corner.
I will go to the door, open the door. Actually, no. I will stay in the room for a moment, drop the circle, but I will get in front of the door so he can't run out.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say hi. Hi! You should use my mirror on him. Like that.
Mm-hmm. He wakes up and looks at you very confused.
I will try to I will wait a moment until he says something. If he doesn't say anything in like a few seconds, I will say to him, so, how do you sleep?
What happened?
What do you mean? You slept?
No. Someone came into the room.
Yeah, probably. I don't know what you were running from. I just saw you hitting a flower. A vase.
Someone came into the room.
Which room?
You gave me a room. And
Yes.
who was it?
I don't know. I just save you. I don't check who's in your room. You should protect your room better.
I was protecting a room.
What? You didn't guard it?
He looks at you very confused.
Are you coming for breakfast?
I probably shouldn't.
Good
Sure.
point. I
Don't
will
people.
check in my bags, and I'm half tempted to give him an oil flask, but never mind. I will ask him
yeah.
if he has any rations on him.
Oh yeah, blackface him. He does not.
I will give him one of the rations for my mastiff.
All right. So you're giving him dog food?
I mean, it's yeah. Dog food is
It's meat.
supposedly okay.
Oh yeah. He absolutely devours the ration.
Yeah.
Oh, just like Mama's cooking.
And then I will tell my mastiff to stay in the room, and I will tell him also to guard the door so the goblin can't get out while I go eat.
All right.
Now I need to only find someone else to use my LSD on. Alright.
Well, Stangreg's door is still open.
Oh, wait, so I don't have to go yet downstairs. I will peek in who got in the room.
Mm-hmm. You see a large humanoid figure in the bed, and quickly surmise that it is, in fact, Stangreg.
I will approach and see how deeply he's sleeping or not sleeping. So, I will take out one of my chalks. And just quickly kind of scribble a face on his face before I go downstairs.
What kind of
smiley face, a very smiley face, kind of
Alright.
over exaggerated with the lips, kind of thing.
Okay. You wanna
If I
know
have a
why
red
the
one, I will use the
scars?
red for the lips.
You wanna know how I got these scars?
And then I will go downstairs, and before I go downstairs, I will close the door gently.
Okay.
I will wait downstairs for the rest.
Sure. Midrash, home.
Well, I mean, it's a new day, new opportunities. Waking up and suddenly realize that kind of forgot someone. But maybe he made it home on his own. That might be the reason for all the screaming last night. So Midrash will go and check if Stan is back.
Mm-hmm. All right.
You will hear a loud knock on your door.
Olm will just come out and be like, see the door open to Stan's room.
Oh, it was closed after SR.
Yeah, I close the door.
I'll just peek out and be like, I'll go breakfast.
People are so empathic to each other. It's amazing. It's just like, you didn't travel. Okay, bye bye.
Well, I know I need to go pick him up. I said I would pick him up the following day, so.
But Kesh was knocking on his door.
Mm-hmm. So Stan, do you wake up?
No.
Sleeping deeply.
I'll open the door.
Yeah, you open the door and find a candle lying on the floor beside the door, and Stangreg sleeping on the bed with this very strange smiley face drawn on his face.
Ah, good morning there, stud. How was your day?
I would. Sorry, hairball. What the fuck?
Well, you were sleeping like you had a great time.
I don't really remember coming to the tavern. I just remember a piercing light as I emerged from where I was supposed to fight with no weapon. Did you know that penetrating is not with a weapon? And that the weapon is indeed something else entirely?
I believe I was trying to explain that to you, but
Yeah, well, you did.
it was easier to let you experience that.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Oh, you should thank Holm. He's the one that led you there and stuff.
I remember.
Is he standing next to you? Okay.
I remember fondly. I remember fondling. I remember stuff because of Opposite. I mean, Holm. Opposite. See, it fucked me over. It fucked me right over. Did you know that older women are that limber because they can break and reattach bones in their body?
Oh, I didn't know that.
No.
Maybe I should study that technique.
It looked painful. Yet she screamed in pleasure.
Well, pain can be pleasure.
No. No.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure you'll have plenty of good tales for us for breakfast. Now, come on.
I will try. But I had to pee last night, and now the mattress is soaked because I couldn't get up. I can't.
Whoa.
I can't go backwards. Medrash. I can't bring my knees under my pelvis. I can't roll. You have to help me.
Well, I mean, you have been. If you were gone most of the day, you've been very athletic and energetic, so I can understand you for a bit sore, muscle-wise.
I don't even know if there's intact muscles left. I feel like...
I'm sure you can do this. Come here.
No, that's what they said repeatedly. They kept shouting, "You can do this." But I had forgotten the safe word, Medrash. I had forgotten the safe word. They didn't.
Well, that's the point of remembering your safe word.
They didn't tell me what I had to use it for. She just said make up a safe word. And I did. And I don't remember. I would have
You
chosen
should
something.
probably maybe write that down for next time.
There won't be a next time.
Of course there's going to be a next time. Many more times.
He'll just turn around and just lay softly or gently down on the pillow again, staring blankly into the wall.
I'm looking forward to it, Medrash.
Ah, well. Here, I'll cook you up a little pick-me-up.
Please,
I'll,
no more pick-me-ups. I couldn't perform. They gave me materials that were made from other stuff to pick me up.
Ooh, they really splurged.
I didn't get picked up. My junior got picked up. It wasn't for me, Medrash. They used me in my sleep, Medrash.
I believe that's part 3 of the course.
What course?
Didn't know you were going for that menu, though.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you're...
Anyways, here's well, this water has got a bit of a kick to it, so enjoy. I'll give him my water bottle and cast ferment on it. 50% proof.
I don't know how many constitution saves you want me to roll because he's going to try to down that bottle.
Well, first of all, something I probably should have asked for before. Why don't you roll a 1d4 minus 1?
What the hell?
Uh-oh.
Exhaustion?
Nope, I don't think so.
Oh, nice. You're not even exhausted.
Nice.
However, would you like a short-term madness effect?
I'm not sure if... Okay, short term? Sure.
Short term? Oh dear. This could be fun.
Let's see.
When madness effects come out, that's when you need to start worrying.
Roll a 1d1.
Damn it.
Come on. Give us a good one.
78. All right. Roll a 1d10.
I believe it was a bad one.
It's gonna be a fun one, probably.
All right. For the next 3 minutes.
Oh god.
This is gonna be fucking insane.
It's gonna be interesting to say the least.
And Greg.
3 minutes. What the hell can be that bad that it only has 3 minutes?
You will discover soon enough.
It is a short-term effect.
Don't
so-
look, stream.
I believe you have something perfect already in your inventory.
Oh no. reminds me, I should probably open stream so I can boost our numbers. We don't need that.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, okay, so Medrash, you're still standing in the door?
He's walking over with the water skin. This should help numb the pain of your sore muscles. Don't worry.
Did I get this before or after I take a swig of his concoction?
Before.
Before.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're walking towards the bed, I'll grab my backpack, all of a sudden, reinvigorated, grabs the backpack, throws it on my lap. A slight whimper escapes his mouth. Like, he pulls out 3 cans of surströmming, takes 3 fingers, and just do like this. And then he starts just to chow down and wait for you to give him the concoction to swallow it down with.
Do you want some, Medrash?
Medrash constitution save it.
Coming out nice.
Yeah. Medrash would,
That was the
considering 3 cans of surströmming, why didn't you roll that 3 times?
Wait, him or... Oh god. So it just
Alright.
became too much on the last one there.
It hits you and kind of stuns you at first. So you can't really like comprehend the smell in the room for a little bit at first. Then you hand over the flask to Stangreg, and only as Stangreg takes it and like speaks to you, these fishy bits flying out of his mouth with spittle. And
That's when he notices he's crying.
yeah. That's when the heaving starts.
So you see him, he is clearly stunned as he's walking towards you. Tears are just rolling. He doesn't even notice at that point.
It's like that final scene in Metal Gear Solid.
Which one's that?
I don't remember. He walks through a fucking solar thingy. It's painful.
Solar
Yeah?
eclipse.
You're sweating?
No, crying.
Crying, man. I mean...
So he's
Why not both?
kind of hands you the wineskin and then it's in like and just turns and runs out.
Do you close the door?
Jumps over the banister, just desperate, trying to get away.
I'm sure there was a window in there.
Did you throw the door closed on your way out?
No, panic.
Alright.
Running on the wall on the other side of the hallway as he turns.
So you run out.
His only concept is get outside.
You jump over the banister. Roll a dexterity saving throw to see how you land.
Oh.
Oh, that's not gonna end well.
So you land right on your feet, and then just crumple onto the floor in pain.
On someone's table.
I'm gonna be walking down the stairs still. Oh god.
Why don't you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you land at you land at an odd angle, and then roll somewhat, and then start like crawling as quickly as you can towards the door.
His eyes are towards the door. He needs to get outside as soon as possible.
Does he gain a short-term madness?
How does it look for me? I mean, I'm just sitting there
So
waiting
you're
for them.
you're sitting there waiting with your breakfast in front of you. When you see Home casually starting to come down the stairs, he walks along like the little overhang first.
Yeah, I will kind of
Uh,
wave at him.
Then he starts heading down, and Home is about halfway down when when you hear the stomping of feet, and then you see Midrash appear, and he lunges right over the banister, crashes onto the floor, and using his like clawed hands and feet, crawls crawls quickly to the door and right
Hey,
outside.
Midrash! Hi, Midrash! What's going on?
Wonder what's wrong with him.
You see, in the wake of where he's run, there's just people starting to like.
Mhm. You hear some more hurried footsteps behind you, Home, as you descend the rest of the stairs. And then you suddenly see this mass of about a dozen people emerging from their rooms and running down and down the stairs, kind of like elbowing you out of the way as they all also evacuate straight out the door.
As soon
Can
as
I
I see
smell
like the
it?
12 people running towards me, I'm just gonna get down the stairs as quickly as I can and step to the side.
Can I start
Mhm.
smelling it?
Yeah, it's spreading surprisingly fast, considering that all of these people are kind of like dragging the smell with them into the rest of the inn.
Well, I have an idea how to solve the problem, but no one will like it. Should I, or should I not? Yes, I will. There is no choice but to save the city. So, I will cast a spell. I will take out my flute and start playing a tune that will cast musical mural,
Mm-hmm.
and I will make
lovely.
everyone
Concentration.
Yes. And I will make everyone feel good, like it's a very happy time.
All right, so slowly all of these people running out of the inn start to slow down their steps. Some of them still like hurrying along, but not quite as fast. Others kind of stopping completely, getting this kind of blissful look in their faces.
Yeah. How many have actually? I mean, is actually Midrash affected? Since I mean, it's 60 feet sphere from me.
Yeah, but is it blocked by walls? Because I'm outside by now, vomiting.
It doesn't actually say.
Specify.
They need to be able to hear you within 60 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I
So
mean,
that depends
So-
on the door, basically.
Yeah, well, the door would be left probably wide open after you. So-
let me out.
If you would like to resist this illusion, by all means. You as well, Home.
Wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I just hear the start of the tune and I'm like, no.
I know what that is.
You hear the start of the tune, you react to it, and then you start smelling this scent wafting from upstairs.
On save.
You can almost see it kind of like wafting down past the banister towards you like a poisonous, noxious gas. Yes, Constitution saving throw.
And I
Get-
will actually walk out the inn while after I kind of got this effect going.
Uh-huh.
I'm more concerned about the general population, so I just want to.
I'm guessing Stan Greg doesn't need to roll a save because he's already in Blitz.
Oh yeah, that's his madness effect, so he's loving every second of it.
I will hold my concentration on it as long as the spell can.
Sure. So, are you actually like leading the people out, or are you?
Yeah, I will start kind of, but I won't be in a hurry. It's not like I'm trying to run away from
Sure.
anything. I'm just slowly kind of leading them out, and in order for me not to be affected by the smell, I will actually use. Where is it? I'm pretty sure I have it. 1 second. I will use one of. I have 2 blankets. I will take one out, put some perfume on it, and then put it against my face as I walk out and kind of help people out.
All right. So the people are blissfully nauseous as they get.
I'm not sure how
knocked
that
out.
looks like.
They're vomiting on each other, but they're all smiling, happy about it.
They will need to explain to each other why they vomited on each other. And
And
I
then-
will. By the way, I will try to put them all together at the same place, kind of.
Oh, great!
Gathered
Fantastic.
together.
So Midrash, you're puking outside. You scrambled off, and then you see this mass of people behind you,
Being ushered.
being ushered by SR, and they're all like, they're kind of moving. They're kind of moving around like a flock of flamingo. So they're all kind of like strutting around with these big smiles, looking around each other, smiling as just projectile vomiting. So it's like this mass of sprinklers of vomit just walking around. And
then
SR very helpfully gathers them in one location where they can just like
really get them to work. And then I will quickly walk up the stairs to get my mastiff.
all right.
Oh crap, my guard rake is in the room.
Mhm.
Not in
Mine
my
too.
room, in your room.
Mm.
No, yeah, but in my room, but is it going to go out the window?
Can it fly?
The first home. You're
One moment.
God.
The
Well, it's
demon
good that I
man.
got them all together.
That's one way to do it, I suppose.
Shall I
Don't
roll
tell
a
me
con
what I
save
should
for
do.
Amidas?
By all means.
I should
Uh,
probably roll one for Zeradrill.
That's why I have 2 blankets on me.
All right. So home, you smell the scent of the scent coming from upstairs, and you managed to resist the worst of the compulsion to vomit. In fact, the smell might be even growing on you a little bit now that you're smelling it second time.
My first reaction is to go to leave the building. And then I stop and I'm like, crap. And I whistle for Zeradrill.
You walk out the building. There's this group of people to your right, just kind of.
Yes.
How many people were in there? Now I'm curious.
Well, most of the people are the dozen or so that were running down and were worst affected. The rest of them have become kind of unforeseen casualties of the vomiting.
Well, at least I saved them from the worst.
There were about 7 or 8 more downstairs, including the staff. So yeah, so you whistle for Sergio,
Mm-hmm.
and
Round 'em up.
so yeah, a moment after, you hear a window shatter. And you see a guard rake slightly limping coming around the corner. But it's not Ceradrill. That's Emidus. A moment later after that, after Emidus has arrived on the scene, you hear this mighty crash from upstairs inside the tavern. And then shortly after that, Zeradrol comes out, kind of licking its own shoulder a little bit, and you see this large kind of this large splinter of what used to be your door sticking out of its shoulder.
So are you still? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
a couple of
I'm-
people are frozen.
Yep.
Mm.
Sep, you there? No, he's frozen. So it's Sep, Chris, and Torm for me.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
same here.
Can you hear me?
Same.
Nobody can hear me. Well, Stream can hear me probably,
Crap, I don't have cure wounds.
but nobody else can hear anything.
Kind of wishing that paladin was still around, eh?
Discord has gone to shit. Stream, this is epic. I've never seen anything like this.
You know, the tank plus healer.
Nobody's hearing each other, and everyone thinks everything is fine. That people are rude.
There we
Oh,
go.
there it goes.
What happened?
Hey.
Oh, yay.
No
You broke
idea,
it.
but it changed us over to Western Europe. So
I have just had the most incredible conversation with why people are talking without being heard or listening. It was insane because everyone was frozen and people were still talking, and it was like you could hear each other, but nobody could hear each other. I was like narrating this for the stream. It was amazing.
I could only, see and hear Obsid and Liam, so.
I
Same
could
here.
hear you all. I just couldn't. I mean, no one could hear me for some reason.
Well then,
Nice.
good job, Discord.
Yep.
I know, right?
What is the best?
Yep.
I should probably take that splinter out of Zeradol's shoulder.
Hmm.
At least bandage it.
If only you had a healer.
So Drake,
I probably could hear all this
I
commotion by
can
now, I
actually hear.
imagine.
I can actually heal.
Drake, you
Say.
wake up in the morning to the sound of a loud ringing bell coming close to the inn you're staying in, and then traveling away. And then shortly afterwards, a second loudly ringing bell heading towards the inn.
I'll get up and look out my window and see what the heck's going on.
Yeah. You see you see a small cart completely painted in this yellow and green color scheme heading down across the marketplace. A small boy standing at the front right behind the driver, ringing this bell constantly. There are 4 other people in the cart with them, or rather on top of it. It's more like a box, and then there's sitting space on top. And these people are clambering into what seems to be these very strange bright yellow costumes, which also cover their heads like completely with these transparent kind of goggles covering their eyes, and these kind of tubes running down from the mouth.
So we're talking
There.
hazmat suits.
Yep,
Okay.
absolutely.
I will just look at them wondering what the hell are they wearing. and then I'll open the window and go shout, "Boy, what the hell's going
Yeah,
on?"
so you open the window and you smell this stench in the wind.
Do I recognize the stench?
You've smelled this one before.
Drake will go, "Oh shit," and then you slam the window shut.
It's too late. It's already inside.
Once it's inside, it cannot save.
Yeah. You close the window. The smell lingers. If it's not lingering inside your room, it's definitely clinging to your nostrils.
I just gag slightly. Go, "Oh fuck, that's stupid!" and slam open the door and head downstairs, trying to find something to clear out my nostrils.
Use your hook.
Here's my what?
Your hook.
My hook. What
He's
hook?
not Captain Hook.
It should
Yes,
be-
an
got a
actual
hand.
prosthetic.
I got a
Oh,
fake
yeah.
hand, not a bloody hook.
I should get him a hook. Would be more-
We're
You
not
can
even
have
in
it
the same
oversized,
party
but
at the
no.
moment.
I know.
That hand does not have any stretched out fingers, so you can't do any.
I head downstairs and ask, "Lavender, I need lavender."
The the barkeep looks around for a moment at the herb shelf in the kitchen, and then comes back. No lavender. We have this, and he offers you these crushed up mint leaves.
I just grab them and then stuff them up my nostrils.
Oh yeah, that really cleared the sinuses up. You can smell it even better now.
Oh, great. I mean, can I? Will the mint kind of be over, kind of high, taking the scent away, sort of?
For a moment. Meanwhile, back at the back at the quarantine zone.
It would be a fitting description.
Yeah.
More like the outbreak right now. It's not in quarantine yet.
Not yet. Midrash Home SR. You hear these bells coming closer and closer, and then two carts stop at the intersection and close off immediately, like
I will drop my spell.
roads. All right. And the driver and the drivers and the boys ringing the bells immediately start heaving and throwing up, while the guys in these massive bright yellow costumes clamber down and start pulling out these kind of like long wooden poles. And as you're still recovering from the shock of it all, Midrash, you see them like plant these poles into the ground all around the inn, and then go through them one by one, at which point they extend up, and they hoist these massive sheets over the or all around the entire inn.
As impressed as he would be,
Did I
he's
get
still
to my
going to
master?
clamber around looking for
Did
flowers.
you go inside to find your master?
Yeah, I said with my blanket. I said after I got.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah. Yes, you. Well, your master would have come to greet you.
I will. And do I find the goblin?
Yes. The goblin is walking around very happily.
I will kind of look at him for a moment and then kind of grab his hand and start dragging him out. Still holding my blanket against my mouth, so I mean against my nose, so I won't smell the awful smell. And kind of at first trying to get on my mastiff while I'm doing this, but then realizing it won't be possible while holding both of them. So I will just hold both of them and start walking out.
All right.
And once we're
So-
outside, I will get to a distance where the smell is not so awful. I mean, I will kind of drop it every few seconds to kind of check, and then.
All right. Yeah. So you lead them out.
Yeah.
Sangrag.
Oh, I'm actually wondering how the
Yes.
flamingos are doing.
Sangreg, you're still munching along, or munching down the rest of the zero strumming, and suddenly everything goes slightly darker inside the room, as if clouds had suddenly blocked out the sun.
Am I dying?
You
That's
glance
one way of
out.
saying it.
You glance out and you see maybe 5 to 10 feet away from the window. There is this massive sheet that's been drawn up and over the inn.
Like a fumigation tent?
Damn, they are effective in this town.
Oh my god. Okay, so I'll continue eating these boxes and then start heading out the room, by the way.
Oh god.
Mm.
All right.
It's spreaded.
Dipping your fingers in, just like, oh.
You start heading out, and you come across these three figures walking into the tavern and heading up the stairs with these large lamps, these kind of spotlight lamps in hand,
I offer
walking
them some of
directly
the cans.
toward- and they are completely dressed in these baggy, large yellow clothes that cover them entirely, with this massive yellow hat, and yeah, basically a hazmat suit.
Yeah. You know what? There would be some rubber costumes, I guess, in the previous place I. All right, and these hazmat suits, are they kind of tight or are they very baggy?
They are very baggy.
Very baggy, and they're kind of. What material are they made of? Like shiny?
Yeah.
Okay. I will whack one of them over the head.
Why?
Stay away from me! I'm not ready to go back!
No, I won't whack him. I will just push him as if, like, I will push him as fast as a punch, you know, just panicky. Very panicky.
They immediately all back up, and you hear this, like, quiet talking between them, but you can't hear them very clearly because it's all kind of it sounds like they're talking through the tubes which are running through to their backs, basically. So it's like I think we found the source.
They'll see me standing that kind of wide-legged, right? Wide stance, arms kind of to the side, with my cans under the one of them. I guess it's dark in there, right? So the only thing they see is this silhouette, and then this light is just lightly dancing on my body as I'm standing in the middle of the hallway, just shouting, panicky.
Get away from me! I won't go back!
I'll chuck one of the boxes.
This is where Stan clearly has mistaken the hazmat guys for border control.
Or
this
sex
is like
scams.
this is like the scene from E.T. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
basically.
So, the hazmat team starts to like back away slowly, constantly keeping these lanterns in front of them, kind of like trying to blind you so you miss them as you throw these cans.
I'll kind of shield my eyes for the light and then run the other way, like run the other way, and then try to bust through the door on the end and hopefully find a window to just dive out of.
All right. So outside, Midrash SR home, the hazmat team has erected this dome-shaped tent around the inn, and there's this tube section which connects with two doors the actual inn and everything outside, and the smell starts to slowly go away and dissipate when you're standing outside the dome.
Medrash is clambering, looking for some flowers to rip up and tie into a cloth that he can breathe through.
And you can hear at one point the the man who has been barking orders when it comes to erecting the tent and who goes inside. He takes this, what seems to be a stone, from a pouch on his belt, and you can hear from the stone this Sir, I think we found the source. Target is hostile.
Medrash knows what's coming, but he's more focused on finding as many fragrant flowers as he can to stuff his nose
You
with.
know what's coming.
Oh, he does.
The Wilhelm shriek in the second floor through the window?
When he hears the target and source, he knows that you've been found. But priorities are very important here. As many fragrant flowers to save him and Emidas from the scent.
Uh-huh.
Also, meanwhile, there's just 4 dudes standing in his room, just standing there.
So, from inside the dome, there is the sound of a shattering window.
Am
And,
I outside yet?
Absolutely, you are.
One sec, Petal's calling me.
You would have been outside before they erected the dome.
I will actually be looking at the one with the stone, kind of intrigued, and start advancing towards him.
All right.
But I will, after I realize that I have a goblin right next to me, I will look at my blanket and kind of mumble under my breath something about fumigating, and then I will drop it on the goblin and say, "Hide under this." Well, I keep his hand in my hand as I drag him towards the person to try and investigate that stone.
As you get closer, you can hear from the stone. The target just jumped out the window. Still inside the perimeter.
As I hear that, I will kind of look at the person with the stone and say, "How did you get the stone to speak?"
He looks down at you and just kind of immediately dismisses you. Sir, please step away from the scene.
I am away from the scene. I'm currently looking at your stone.
Please step away. We have a situation here.
Oh, I know. I saved all those people.
We are thankful for it. Now let us handle the rest of this, please.
Of course. Can I just have your stone?
No, that is a very important communication device.
Ah!
And I will start walking back, letting him work. Now that I have figured out what it is, not having stones talk, I'm content.
As you're walking away, you hear from the stone again. Sir, you won't believe what we just found in one of the rooms. There's just
Sorry
4
about
guys
that.
standing here. They don't seem to be doing anything. And they're completely unfazed by the situation.
Well, actually, my spell is already over.
You don't know who those 4 people will happen to be?
Oh, those people! Okay, now I got it. I wasn't connecting that.
Sir, please advise they are not responding to any form of communication.
Am I close enough to hear it?
Yeah.
Those are my people. They don't have a sense of smell.
Meanwhile, inside the tent, Stangreg, you have crashed through one of the second floor windows and find yourself inside a bubble, it seems. Why don't you make a dexterity saving throw, first of all, for your landing?
I won't go back.
Alright, it's not too bad. You can take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
It's to be expected when your anus has been violated like this. I'm not as nimble as I should be.
Nope. Not to mention your muscles are kind of sore.
Yeah.
So you land and find yourself completely enclosed by this sheet set up around the inn. Although it seems like you could cut through it easily enough.
I will do that. First, I'll land and just. Oh my god! They have taken it to the next level! And then I'll do my best to cut through it and just bolt.
So, with the remaining 2 cans in your hands, you take one and slash with the lid down the sheet, creating a passage for yourself.
When that is
And,
created, I want to throw that back through the window I came from.
Yeah, you see one of these hazmat guys standing there and just ducks immediately as the can flies at him.
Nice.
Sir, the target has escaped the perimeter. as Dangreg runs off.
Basically like Zoidberg as I emerge from the chair.
That was cute.
So you run off into the middle or into the midst of the buildings, darting around to find your way away from this. Still with one can in hand.
Well, my final weapon.
Let's see. Oh, fantastic! Oh, I love that.
Uh-oh.
You start running and flee the scene as fast as you possibly can in your current situation. And you quickly scuppered over the major street and again duck between the buildings. Drake.
Uh-oh.
After the mint leaf situation, what would you have been doing?
Basically, well, knowing that smell is out, finding a way to kind of not let that smell come in, just kind of scrambling to find ways to block up any sense from coming into my room or anything like that. It smells worse than T-Rex done. That's what you'll be screaming as he's shoving pins against his door.
All right. As you're stuffing things into the cracks of your door, sealing the room, and then moving over back to the window to make sure you're absolutely stuffed every crack full of something, so the smell doesn't get through.
You should try and fart a lot.
You can actually tell that there are, at this point, cracks in your defenses, but the horrid smell seems to have at least dissipated to the point where it's not that rancid anymore. It's a little bit of a hint that it's still there, but not nearly as bad.
I'll breathe a steep sigh of relief and as I kind of sit on my bed, just kind of like, ugh, he deserves to die just for that. When I get a hold of him, I will choke the life out of him with my bear. He looks down at his hands for a moment. Hand!
I didn't think your prosthetic was modeled after a bear. That's kinky.
Always someone. Always gotta be someone.
Hey, at least you have the right to bear arms.
Here we go.
Actually,
Now the puns
that's actually good.
start.
Can you bear it?
Oh god.
So, Stangreg,
Barely there.
Yes.
you're darting around between the buildings. When you see an inn across the street, which seems like a fairly calm and good place to hide away in.
Uh-oh.
Perfect. So you find yourself running into this slightly higher class or more expensive establishment, and everyone just turns to look at you, and then as the barkeep is about to like protest to you being here, instead of words coming out of his mouth, he just dry heaves.
Help me! They're after me! I can't go back, you understand?
He ducks behind the counter, avoiding your breath.
I will jump over, like planking, and just down, looking down at him, hanging over the counter.
All the patrons inside duck behind the tables. Some of them scramble out the door as soon as you've passed.
Don't worry, it's me they're after.
The barkeep looks up at you as you're like leaning over the counter, and suddenly just vomits explosively right into this like basically a massive mug that's there, clearly meant for like special occasions. It's like silvered and has a couple of rubies on it. He just picks up the first thing he sees and like
I'm so glad you understand me. Clearly you know what I've been through and what they will do to me again if they catch me. Help me, barkeep. Help me.
He reaches up and taps on the counter for a moment and finds this tiny little jar and like takes it down and like breathes it in.
Please, speak to me. I need answers. Where can I hide?
Can I hear a commotion now?
He just points towards the stairs or the door. You're not quite sure.
I will run up the stairs.
Can I hear a commotion?
Absolutely, you can.
Oh god.
You can hear someone running up the stairs on the second floor.
Is the smell getting worse?
Are you getting close to the door?
No.
Well, then you can't really tell. So, Stangreg, as you're running through the hall, you can see that most of the doors have like little streaks of light coming over or coming through the crack under the door, especially on like the marketplace side as the sun is rising. All except one.
I guess I will go in there because there's no people in there.
Oh, here we go.
So Drake, you hear these heavy footsteps rushing down the corridor. They go past your door, stop, and then come back slightly slower. Are you sure?
It was a mistake, honestly.
Oh, I'm not sure. Well, you'd get temporary hit points.
That was just an opportune time when I clicked it for that to pop.
Dad, do you want to break down the door?
Yes.
It's good that you
Roll,
prepare defenses.
roll an athletics check.
Let me see. Oh, strength. Don't fail me now. I have clicked.
No.
Ooh.
You bang against the door, shouldering it, and it doesn't budge. Drake, from inside, you can hear that someone has just thrown themselves at your door.
Upon hearing that noise, my battle instincts take over and I draw my sword as I kind of stand at the door ready, shield up and waiting.
Tangreg, would you like to try again?
Yes.
Alright. Roll another athletics check.
I'm
Nice.
getting panicky.
Oh, I wish I had Shield Master right now.
Alright. You launch against the door a second time. This time managing to wedge it open a little bit. There's clearly something blocking the door, pinned underneath it, making it difficult to move. But now you have gained enough purchase that you could probably tear the rest of the way through. Drake,
As soon as the door opens, I'm gonna slash out.
Alright. Are you slashing through the door or through the crack?
Right
or...
as soon as his hand appears, I lash out at it.
Holy shit.
I think he was a bit mad.
Hold
Oh,
on.
he was prepared.
Does he have disadvantage?
I don't think it matters.
I know. I was asking it just because it doesn't matter.
Stan, roll a D100.
I see.
Oh, whew. All right. So you're
It's not your day,
pushing.
Stan.
You push both hands in to gain purchase and rip open the door.
Mm-hmm.
When you see this slash in front of you, and this.
Good thing this wasn't a vorpal weapon.
The sword cuts straight through the can you're still holding. This lovely, wonderful fish sauce splattering all across the floor and the wall.
We're probably in this
But
order.
unfortunately, the from the sword, there's a splatter of its own as well. You take. Whew. Oh man. 21 points of damage.
As a reaction.
Uh,
As a reaction.
He has reactions.
I have a reaction.
He can react.
Why can't
Oh,
I
God.
see that? Why didn't I put that there? Thought I added
I
the
don't know.
thing. The
Are
horn.
you looking
that's
for?
what she said.
Are you looking for evasion or something?
I'm trained in this matter.
When they realize they fight each other. That's the interesting question. And will it
Alright.
matter? That's another question.
Oh, damn. Alright. So you immediately drop one hand and blow your horn.
Yes.
Phrasing
Drake, make a
skills, phrasing
dexterity
skills.
saving throw.
All right. Ha.
Where do you teleport, though?
Yeah, Stangreg, where do you teleport? Do you teleport further away from the door?
Yes.
Into the room?
Oh no way! I have to think about this. No, out. Like
Out
just.
the window?
Is there a like a roof, a ceiling thingy outside of the window, or is it just walls straight down? Can I
Like,
stand out? Can I stand on something right outside the window?
right outside the window?
Yeah.
There's no, like, proper windowsill there, no.
Then I have to go back into
Oh,
the
yeah.
hallway.
Alright. So you retreat.
Yes. I wanted to go behind him, but I know what would happen if Drake sensed someone behind him.
Oh, you motherfucker! What the hell? Get out of here and I will give you some fish.
With
Drake,
that, I go on.
Drake.
Sorry.
you hear Stangreg's voice from outside. You also see that you have sliced some sort of a can in half, and this horrid smell has now penetrated your room.
I'm gonna
In
gag.
fact, it's dripping down your wall onto the floor. There's a puddle right there.
Will the acid have eaten away at some of it, at least?
Oh, it's made it smell even more delicious. Don't you
Oh
worry about
no!
that. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh dear. Come on, don't fail me. Whew.
All right. So you start dry heaving from this smell. It's not as bad as you might have thought, but it's pretty bad.
I get out of my room. I just have to get out. I slam the door open with my shield.
I'm standing like this with the sword and with the horn in the other hand.
Wouldn't it rather be the other half of your can?
Yes, actually. The other half of the can just dripping menacingly from there in the horn. Ready to blow, actually, like this.
As soon as I see him, my eyes slide into like slits. And I start moving towards him.
As soon as you your eyes narrow, you can't really see anymore because there's just tears running running down your cheeks.
I shake my head. You little bastard. And then I start marching towards.
Me, little bastard, you chopped my fish in half and squirted on me. It hurt like a motherfucker!
Not only do you backstab me, you little ingrate, you also bring that horrifying substance near me.
I never backstabbed you at all. I would have felt that. What are you doing here, by the way? It's been a while. I haven't seen you since the docks.
Drake will use the command flee. He'll turn in a deep booming voice and shout, "Flee!"
Wisdom saving throw, eh?
Before you cast that,
Nope. Oh, I just.
well, before you cast that, why don't you roll a Constitution saving throw?
Okay. Whew.
All right. So it takes effect. You manage to cast through your watery eyes and shaky voice, the dry heaving, the weakness and shivers running through your arm.
Yeah. Single.
Stan Greg, you feel compelled to get away from Drake.
Okay, so now I have to ask a very important question that has probably not been asked in this game before. Is it only my legs that are affected, or is my brain also like this? Or can I act parallel with my legs, basically? Can I act as my own entity while my legs are fleeing?
Technically, you're not frightened.
Exactly.
It's simply a command, as in, like, run away, basically.
So basically it's my legs that are listening to him.
Yes, more or less, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I will start running my ass off down the hall.
I won't forget this! I'm not afraid of you, actually.
I'm just doing this because you told me to.
I'm not afraid of you, it's just my ass!
Drake, as stern and hard of a figure as you are, you can't help but chuckle at the way that you see Stangreg running down the hall.
Yeah.
Kind of bow-legged, legs kind of wide open as he's like running.
It's like Marty from Rick and Marty. No, Rick from Rick and Marty.
Ugh, not that show. Yeah.
But he runs
Kind
like
of,
that.
yeah.
But yeah, I'll just chuckle to myself and then just throw my sword away. And I move away from my room to talk to the barkeep downstairs.
You don't see the barkeep anywhere. You just hear the heaving from behind the counter.
I move over to the barkeep and look down.
He has the rest of the mint that he offered you in one hand, and he's sniffing it at the same time as he's barfing into this now overflowing mug in the other hand.
Yes. Hi there. I wish to make a complaint.
You wish to make a complaint about what you did?
Oh, what he did! You can pan out from me if you want to. I just wanted to make it a funny moment.
So, Stangreg, technically the command only lasts for, well, about 60 feet.
Mm.
Well, technically, since you're hobbling along, then probably more like 40 feet with dash.
Which means that I'm
Get
probably
him to
down
dive
in
out the window. Get him to dive out the window.
So the command word stops right before you smash through another second floor window.
Nice. I will turn and I will run back.
It's probably a good place to have a short break. Give Liam some time to figure out how not to kill Stangray.
That's why I use command, damn it.
Thing
How
about
much
command
health does
damage-
Stangray have at this point? He's taking bludgeoning damage. He's taking 21 points of slash and acid damage.
13.
God.
Eh. Only needs one slash.
Yeah.
Body killer. No, I'm trying to avoid that if I can.
But can you though?
Bloody team killers.
I'm the only one that isn't trying to kill anyone.
I mean,
Once.
I'm the only one trying to unkill people.
I never tried to actually kill someone, to be honest. I mean, I tried an experiment. I wasn't trying to kill him.
True, every time you've hit someone else in the party, that's been by pure accident. But you've been very efficient at that.
Yes, I
I
noticed.
mean, I can't say that I wasn't. I was extremely efficient at it. It's as
And
though
we're
I'm-
going to me.
It's as though I was meant to do it, but
Mhm.
I chose not to.
I mean, it's a type of inspiration when you poke them in the rear.
I know, right? Oi, get moving.
Just
I
that's
mean,
Greg.
It was inspirational.
Theo, did you see my question?
In Discord?
Yes.
Oh shoot. I would have to double check the class stuff for that.
Yeah, no worries. Only reason I ask is because, yeah.
I seem to remember that there was some issues with that, so I'll get back to you.
Yeah, I had that. I think me and someone else had the same issue in our one shot about that. I think it might have been just me, my
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, I'm gonna run to the toilet.
Indeed.
No.
Well, you might need to. You might need to vomit after all that.
I'm so glad I haven't had the misfortune of experiencing a suicidal stomach in real life.
Oh, I have. I've had food poisoning before. It's not pleasant. So it's
I like how you automatically assume suicidal stomach is going to give you food poisoning.
Is it true?
No,
Okay.
there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of Swedish people eating it daily.
Fair enough.
The other millions are not very happy about it.
I wonder why. Anyway, I'll be right back myself. I'm gonna have a quick chat with Pet.
That's good. Oh well. Obsid,
Mm-hmm.
look at what I posted. I call it art.
So that's what you've been doing in Logo Maker.
It's a way for me to not have my ADD affect me. So I do something while I listen.
I just fidget.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me. I need something to keep my interest. So
Yeah, I've just been rolling and unrolling one of my lens cleaners for my glasses.
that can help also, but I don't have anything to roll and roll. And also, I decided that it probably isn't wise to do it in front of the camera. La da dee. So, do you think this should be the logo of my company? It started all
Totally.
by creating a logo for my company, and this is how it ended up.
One of those you just kept adding and adding and adding to it.
No, I didn't. I couldn't decide what would be nice for my company, so I started with the circle in the middle. I thought something wholesome and stuff like that. And then I found these cute things that look like Pac-Man, so from there you just can't stop. Theo, art.
No.
Check my art out. Ain't that cute?
Uh-huh.
It started by trying to make a logo for my company, and this is what it ended up with.
Please use that. Please use
I'm not
that.
sure how to explain that to my customers if they ever ask me what it is. Two Pac-Mans eating a circle with something weird going on.
I mean, Pac-Man do like to eat circles.
Sure, how do you explain these things up?
Nice. Discord is being a bitch.
For it being
And not functioning.
Well, there we
Is this
go.
better? I moved us to Central Europe.
Yeah.
Hell, Discord.
Actually, yeah.
Do we just need
okay.
to keep hopping between servers or something?
Do you want to go to Taiwan or something?
I mean, we didn't have that bad of a ping from Hong Kong.
True. I mean, it's weird though because it keeps going like slowly worse. Oh wow. It is crashing. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Damn.
Oh, there's fucking allergies.
Oh, I see now what the problem is.
What?
It's using a secure connection to the server, and the server is having issues with decrypting information.
I see.
Hmm.
For now, it has already 46 decryption failures.
Pistachios is a pain to eat.
It's even more of a pain if you don't have hands.
I'm gonna say it's probably not the toughest nut you've had to crack.
No. And I busted 2 just today.
Heyo.
Giggity.
Heyo!
Tragisk å sitte og se på Finn, altså.
Oh.
Det ligger sånn cirka 60 Nintendo Switch ute. Stort
Perfekt.
sett alle er brukte. Stort sett alle koster mer enn å kjøpe en ny.
But why is this censored for the stream?
Because it doesn't mean anything to the other.
True.
Because it's a Norway-specific problem. If you go to eBay,
Yeah.
there's like half price, as it should be, for a used item. And the majority that are selling these in Finn are just selling the base, like console, Joy-Cons, and dock. Exactly what you get when you buy a new one. For cheaper. That isn't be used. What? I don't understand what's wrong with people.
First world problems, man.
Yeah, it's like, what has to go wrong in such a large amount of people's brains that they think they can sell a used item for more than buying a new one?
Yeah, tell me about it. Have you seen some of the books for Forgotten Realms? Even the books which
that's books. I'm talking about a Nintendo Switch right now. I'm looking at Finn, hoping to find like a cheap one that isn't like hardware banned. There's currently 60 Nintendo Switches available. Finn is the equivalent of eBay, but for Norway specific. Craigslist, yeah. Every single one of them is either the base kit or the base kit with maybe 1 or 2 games or maybe a bag.
So basically,
All of them want more than buying a new base kit.
So it's like, here's this starter pack thing I got, or here's this travel kit.
After I've used it. Once you use an item, the value drops. It's a very simple concept.
You'd think that, wouldn't you?
Yes, but people don't seem to understand that.
Yeah.
I don't understand why this is the way it is. It doesn't make sense. Like, here's the kit is 3,000 in the stores, or 2,999. Here's a guy selling the base kit, and that's all, just base kit, 3,200. Oh, here's a guy who's selling it with a extra carry bag, like a tiny, like briefcase kind of thing, 4,500.
Norwegians, because we don't have the money.
Who would buy a used system when you pay more than buying a new one? Where's the logic?
Because people are crazy.
You can go to the local expert or any electronics store and buy it cheaper, new, and you get warranty.
You're thinking too logically.
No, these are the problems that keeps him up at night.
And the worst part is, I've written to some of these people like, hey, are you interested in dropping the price, considering this is more than new price in the store? And they're like, no.
I mean, they haven't considered it. Maybe they will now after you told them.
Considering it might be better just to take this and head up to the local like waste disposal, like where we go to, or where the trash cars go to dump all the trash. Because I know a couple of people working there, and I just, hey, if you find broken like these, can I have them? Because I'm gonna be a millionaire in half a week. I can sell them at under the price for fixed, and I'm gonna make all the money. Only problem is it's illegal to take garbage in Norway.
What do you mean it's illegal to take garbage?
You have to be given the garbage. You're not. It's illegal to take someone else's garbage in Norway
We need the garbage.
because it's theft.
Technically.
You need the garbage so you can send it to Sweden to be made into electricity.
No, we mostly just send it off to Africa and similar countries and resell it.
Mm.
They still have like half of our sold military boats down there now. They're cutting them apart, of course.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, what would be the purpose of not cutting them down?
Using them, they're boats.
Yeah, you're too logical, man.
Yeah, but that's yet another weird thing in that it's cheaper to sell it as scrap than actually have it be a working boat.
Fucking pistachios.
How's your fingers?
They are starting to hurt, but I'm playing the guitar, so I actually have some calluses.
You make
helps.
sure you practice the one I sent you.
Yeah, I saw that. Just I don't know why I didn't see that earlier. I saw that before the stream, so I'm gonna check that out. I like that song too.
I believe in the description is the
Chords.
notes. Yeah, the chords. And since it's fairly slow-paced, shouldn't be too difficult.
No.
You gotta impress them ladies after all with your amazing.
Already doing it. Mary had a little.
So,
lamb.
so the first one you learned is Despacito.
That would be so fucking awesome if I could just sit around a campfire and people would just hate me, but then they would be impressed.
You know, Seppi, you probably shouldn't bring up lambs in conversation here.
Oh God, here we go.
What?
I know what he's referring to. I just want to
What did
point
I
out,
miss?
right? While we
Remember
do,
that we have a Welshman here, right?
I just want to point out, where do you think haggis comes from?
Someone needs to eat the leftovers.
Yeah.
And you tricked the Scots because they were probably drunk.
Yeah. Hey,
As
man,
Donnelly from Mass
you
Effect
want-
once put it, it might taste like ass, but it tastes like a mighty fine ass.
I'm gonna remember that one.
1,000 years ago, a Welsh. Just, hey, I fucked this sheep. Hey, you want to eat this? Scotsman's like, this is fucking amazing.
Hey man, you want to buy a little used sheep?
Oh.
Just broken in. Promise. Anyway, speaking of breaking in,
The meat's freshly tenderized.
yeah, from the inside.
What do you think of haggis, actually, Opsid? Because I've never actually.
I like it.
I've tried it. I like it too. I haven't tried it real, like natural, all natural, or like the tradition. We put it. I had it
you-
from the can.
But can you get deep fried haggis pizza?
Oh.
Yes.
Deep fried haggis pizza.
That does not surprise me. My brother just came back from having been in Aberdeen a month, and he is so tired of deep fried stuff. He understands now why you guys are in problems. Everything has been deep fried, and he was very, very tired of it.
See, that's the real reason why Scotland doesn't want to leave the EU. Where are they gonna get all the frying oil?
True that.
Anyhow, let's continue.
Indeed.
So, Drake, while you're filing your complaint with the retching bartender, you hear heavy footsteps approaching and coming down the stairs. Stan? Are you chasing after him, or are you hiding away in his room, I suppose, is the question.
I don't think he heard any of that.
I didn't hear any of that.
Are you running after Drake, or are
Yes.
you hiding in the room?
If I saw him go down, I guess he went downstairs to the barkeep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I saw that, I will run after him.
Alright. So you march down the stairs.
Oh yeah.
Break!
I turned to see him, and then put my hand on my sword. I suggest don't make me toss you out the window myself.
I'll just okay. So this is what I would have done in a normal situation. I don't have my sword up, but I have it in my hand, and it's kind of idle. You know, it's not prepared to swing. Want you to know that.
Okay.
And then I come at you with my finger pointed, and then start tapping you in the chest, like,
Why are you trying to kill me, Break? And why
I
are you
grab his
here?
hand and then slowly break his finger.
break the finger.
Right. Well, that's gonna be a grapple at least.
Okay.
I can use acrobatics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This will actually be interesting because my athletics and your acrobatics are evenly matched, I suppose, or close to it. Well, you can't. You probably will be better than that, I'm sure.
Oh
No,
my
you-
god!
Oh my god!
Are you sure you don't have any inspiration left, Stan?
Oh, come on, my roll 20 sheet is so fucking slow. No, it says no.
Want it to be also a check of strength to actually break it?
Mm,
I mean, he just grabbed it at the moment.
yeah. I'm just figuring out. Yeah, I mean, you can pop it off its place easily enough.
Breaking
Breaking
it out of its place, yes, but he wanted to break.
Yes. Breaking is a different thing.
Yeah, because you
Oh,
would
yeah.
have had to, if that's one hand. I guess it depends on how you want to break it.
Let's go through it step by step.
Is the character disjointed?
Are you holding it with a fist, or have you got your thumb as leverage?
Fist.
Okay, so basically you can just pull it back or to the side, and you will only break down here. And if that's the case, it might just pop out of the place. Because you would have to break it like on top there with leverage to break it.
You sound happy about that.
I honestly didn't think much of it. I just thought, bending it backwards. But yeah, if it pops out of place, that's fine by me. I'm
This is
not
my area
literally
of
trying to do
expertise.
permanent damage. I'm not trying to do any permanent damage. It's just kind of like to get him to stop poking me.
I'm not trying to cause any permanent damage.
I mean,
to the
broken
person
bones
who-
heal all the time. We're surrounded by a world full of clerics. He can recover from a broken bone.
How's your arm doing?
Whose?
Yours.
Oh, you mean in real life?
No, I meant Drake's arm. In a world filled with clerics and magic.
Oh, right. Well, yes, true, but that's regrowing limbs. That's a completely different sort of thing, and there is a spell for that. Just want to point that out.
There is a spell. You never got it yet.
I wouldn't get it. I'm not a cleric.
So
It's a
roll
level 8 spell, I believe.
You can buy it.
Roll
That'll
a,
probably be expensive.
roll a pure strength check.
Unchecked.
Unskilled, yeah.
Oh god.
All right. Okay. So you pull on the finger and like bend it. Then you hear a crack. And
It just grew back! Why are you breaking my limbs, Drake?
Drake just looks coldly at him. Consider this a warning.
I will shoot up. Like, not at him, like, not physically touching him, but I will stand up on my face or my feet and then right into his face. And then, why though? What have I missed? I have been mutilated for the last 48 hours. I do not deserve this hell.
Welcome to the world.
Yeah.
I look back to the barkeep. I'm assuming he's the reason you're dry heaving on the floor.
No, he's been subjected to the same thing as me. Don't you know they abuse people here?
The only one abusing people, as far as I can see, is you.
I have been abused. If you feel like you're being abused by me, it's probably just the side effects of being abused.
well, now that he's like right up in your face,
I
Drake,
figured.
I did not even think of that.
you can definitely tell that he has very recent scuff marks around his neck, for one, as well as like around his mouth, and his ears seem slightly more cauliflower shaped than before.
Also, I have a breath, I guess.
Yeah, I was
Yes,
thinking
that
that.
as well.
I'll just look at him, cross my arms, and say, "Leave."
But
I
why?
will not
I can't
ask
leave.
twice.
I cannot leave. This is the only place I'm safe. Don't you understand? They're after me. They're coming for me, Drake. You have to run. You have to save yourself. Run!
I will take one look at him, move in a way so that I'm facing him towards the door. The command spell, flee!
Mother!
So that he'll flee towards the door.
We'll have a saving throw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it reacts though. Let's go. Oh my god! I guess I just
Close.
do like
I
Willy
I
Wiley
guess you're
Coyote
just destined to run away.
then. We will meet again!
You hobble out onto the street.
With that, I'll go to the door and then lock it, so he can't get back in.
One shattered window later.
It wouldn't surprise me at this
Average.
point.
At this point, the rest of you at the other inn, the hazmat team is starting to come out of the bubble. And they are fetching what seems to be mops and buckets from their cart.
And lots of vinegar.
Uh-huh. Sprays of pure alcohol.
You hear from behind the muffle.
Is
You know, wouldn't it be better to just burn the thing?
Well, this is also the local fire department.
Oh dear.
so is the person in charge still holding the stone?
Not anymore. It's in the pouch on his belt.
I will approach him.
Mm-hmm.
Is the pouch closed or open at the moment?
It's closed.
How is it attached to him?
It's tied with a string.
Would it be hard to untie the string, or?
No. I mean, once you untie the string, you basically both open the pouch and like release it from the belt, essentially. I mean, it'll require a little further like tug to get it to slip underneath the belt, but yeah.
Okay, I see the problem. Alright, it's time to do some mischief. Because I didn't do it until now. I was very nice to people until now. So I will try to just untie it for now. I won't try to yet steal it. Just kind of and then kind of look aside like what? What just happened?
All right. Okay. He is far too busy concentrating on organizing the mopping crew to notice.
And now I will go up to the. I mean, the goblin's right next to me. Is there anyone like in the region that kind of isn't part of the crew that I can kind of get to talk to?
Like people from the inn, for example.
Yeah, that are close enough so it would be close enough so someone of them might have pushed me.
They're not that close. They're leaving a fairly safe gap to where the hazmat team is.
So trying to emulate a person kind of unstable on his feet, I will try to kind of look as though I'm almost falling and kind of falling towards him, trying to fall onto him.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want me to roll? Performance? Because I'm not trying to grab him. It's not the idea of grabbing him. I'm not trying to grab him. I just want to kind of fall onto him, but it will look believable.
Mm. Are you at this point stealing the stone?
No. For now, no. For now,
Alright.
it's just trying to fall on top of him.
Okay, then in that case, it's performance.
Okay.
That into performance check though.
Nice. All right. Very believable.
So I fall on top of him. Does he fall, or does he stand as I fall on top of him?
You.
Because I'm not actually trying to push him by force. It's just kind of as though falling.
Yeah.
So
You're a
so
gnome.
it's your choice. Yeah.
You're a gnome. He's a human.
So he's just standing there.
Yeah. So you like nudge him on the leg, and he just kind of looks down at you.
I'm not that small. I'm like half his height. Not an ant.
I mean, he shifts, but he doesn't topple over.
So as he kind of shifts, I will try to grab the pouch and kind of say sorry as I try to take it away.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
All right.
Sleight of hand. All right. he just again immediately dismisses you and concentrates on the hazmat team.
I will kind of go around, kind of taking out the stone, putting it into one of the containers that I have,
Mm-hmm.
the boxes. I will put it in, and then I will kind of drop the pouch itself on the floor, kind of not far from him, and walk away with the goblin.
All right.
And I will put the box back into my backpack. That needs some more exploration and experimentation.
All right.
Hey, he didn't want to give it. I was nice enough to ask first.
I mean,
Did you really ask?
I did. I asked him if I can have the stone, and he said no. I'm going to give it back eventually.
actually.
That's what they always say.
Psych.
Midrash home, what would you want to do?
I would be.
How do I write it down in my inventory, by the way?
Well, I'm probably still trying to like deal with Zeradril's splinter in its shoulder.
You just
I'll
write
be
down.
looking for Holm in the crowd.
Okay.
All right. So it is very clear at this point that Stangreg is not in the building anymore. The hazmat
Stangreg
team,
has left the building.
yeah. Not only was there like a call out to that effect on the stone, it's also quite clear that now the hazmat team is going in for cleanup.
Alright.
I'm looking for Holm in the crowd.
I'm going to join the pack after I take the thing.
All right.
Trying to look very innocent.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
It's not stealing if you give it back. It's loading. Loading without asking for it properly.
You're not doing yourself any favors, man.
What are those little creatures that? Oh, I've forgotten his name. Our previous group member in the second edition, who was the orc.
Come on. So,
Regardless, he hated some kind of creature in the Dragonland setting. You're reminding me of them, right? The borrowers.
oh, that, yeah. But it's the come on. Yeah, I know what you mean. Don't remember it in a second. Anyways, let's continue.
Welcome to D&D, where
That's-
you're either a murderer, a hobo, or a kleptomaniac. Or all
Well,
three.
I'm not a kleptomaniac because the kleptomaniacs wouldn't bother to do all that show just to get it. I'm just
walking over to Holm and noticing he's working on Zeradril.
Oh, that looks nasty. You got anything to fix that with?
No spells.
I can heal him.
I just lean past Midrash and look at SR.
Before I do so, could you just hold him so he doesn't try to eat me?
You're barely a snack for him.
Exactly.
You won't
I'd
try to
rather
eat
not
you.
be a snack.
He's used to you. He won't eat you.
So you'd hope.
You can see SR kind of contemplating the idea. And then I will cast Cure Wounds and quickly try to touch it.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my Cure? There we go. I will cast it at 2nd level. So I will need to add to it. 1 second.
Doesn't this do? No, it doesn't. Does it? It doesn't do the second level stuff.
Nope.
Unfortunately.
There we go. Does it? No, it only adds it once, right? What does it?
Yeah, it only has the charisma once.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, at least.
It heals it for something. 12 HP. Is it healed enough?
I have no idea how much HP it took in
Ah.
damage.
Not much. That would bring it back to full.
Okay.
I will kind of look at the Drake and kind of look at you, Holm, and then I will say, you know, you could you really use a diet.
We're working
You.
on that.
I mean the Drake. You're fine. I will then slowly move away from the Drake, trying to not be eaten as I walk away from it.
How much of your equipment is left inside? I kind of want to get out of the town to do the errand you wanted us to do, and I don't want to be seen in a certain someone's company.
Yes, we should leave town for now.
Just my pack and my bowl.
I'll walk over to the guy directing the hazmat team.
Mm-hmm.
How long until we can enter for our belongings?
He looks over to the bubble and then reaches down for a pouch on his belt. And then
I was busy
starts to,
looking
like-
at another place for some reason. Kinda very interested suddenly in the building right there.
he looks very confused for a moment and like taps at his side a couple of times and then looks down. And then starts looking around on the ground.
I left it close by, so it should be noticing it.
He just gives a cursory quick glance, and then looks back to you, Midrash. Well, it can't tell without any actual information from inside, but it's probably gonna take a couple of hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have my men at least evacuate my belongings. I don't have that kind of time.
By all means, if they can, then of course.
Can
Yeah,
you
they
get
don't
them to
have a
get
sense
mine?
of smell. Yeah, I'll get them to do that. Fortunately, they all lost their sense of smell in the gas attack back in 61.
61?
1361.
You wouldn't happen to have anything, any extra equipment? I need to get in and give them the message.
I think all the suits are in use.
Ah. Well, wish me luck.
Start walking towards the door and just trying to get as much of a deep breath as possible. It's gonna require holding his breath going in there.
Mm-hmm. Alright. You dare enter.
Need to leave.
So you head in through the first set of doors, and they close behind you, and you head to the second set of doors. They open, and you may roll a Constitution saving throw. All right. So the stench isn't as bad as it was, and it seems to be lessening by every moment you linger inside the bubble. And well, although you constantly have the urge to gag and dry heave, and there's this cold sweat constantly like gathering on your on your forehead, you manage to venture inside.
A braver man has never been seen.
Yeah. Out the rest of you outside can see as Midrash enters, the leader of the hazmat team just kind of gives a proper brisk salute.
He's a lost cause.
Somewhere in the distance, a trumpet. Brr, dur, dur, dur. Well, I'll make my way upstairs as quickly as I manage.
All right. You see the hazmat people. There are always like two of them working at the same time. One brandishing the spotlight lamp, and the other mopping and sweeping with this putrid seeming mixture of cleaning agents to to make sure there is no sign left of this stench.
They're effective.
Is it etching itself down to the floor as they work through it? No. Because I feel like it has to etch, or
There's going to be stuff in the cracks they can't get.
Of course. Yeah.
they might have to burn the whole
What?
place.
After the initial sweep, they start like spraying the cracks with this little like handheld bottle thing, and let it froth for a moment before going for a second mop up. You meanwhile venture upstairs, closer and closer to
To the source.
Ground Zero.
Are they looking at me as they go past?
Yep.
That's one foolish man.
Mm-hmm.
This is pungent. Real pungent. To my compatriots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You managed to venture all the way, walking past a discarded, empty tin, which has been left on the floor for the moment. One of the hazmat guys are coming with these like 5-foot long tongs, holding them in front of him as as far away as possible. While the other with the lamp holds open this like large bag.
A haversack.
Not a bad idea. Maybe they should invest.
Supposedly there's a vacuum inside, so that would work nicely.
Yeah, true.
Entering the room, I see the three of them just standing there, and the fourth one is just arms crossed looking at me. So, gather up my belongings and Holmes and meet me outside. If you find me unconscious on the way, please carry me outside too. And then I'll leave.
You see at the far end of the corridor that there's a door open and the window smashed straight ahead.
And a broken door.
You
Yeah, that's-
venture back outside.
Is there any decontamination in the two-part?
No, unfortunately not.
Oh, if only I had prestidigitation right now.
Mm-hmm. It's just a basic airlock.
He'll walk outside. Probably bring a bit of the waft with him.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the clothes now. It's too late.
Can I cast prestidigitation on him?
Of course you may.
It's literally the only spell I have.
I'll head back over to the guy directing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Small question: who is liable for the damages in this kind of attack?
Oh, usually insurance covers it.
Great, because I can understand why there's some extra damage from all the fleeing, you know?
It's understandable in these situations. There is a crisis fund established. We do we do live in a volatile area. Longsaddle is not very far away.
Oh,
We're
so
well
it
prepared.
is. Well, my guys should be out any moment now. Thank you for the rescue. I do not envy your job, sir.
Well, that's the benefit of being the manager.
True. I'll start heading over towards home.
I'm still there.
I thought you were inconspicuously sauntering around.
No, I just was looking at the other side when he was searching for a stone.
Ah.
Suddenly very interested in that building. That
Very inconspicuous.
Oh, a building. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't see that a
So-
moment ago.
Yeah, we should probably just, once we get our stuff, head
Alright.
outside town, and I have no idea where Stan went, but I think we'll just send him a message about meeting us there.
How? Oh,
You-
that. Sure.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm just gonna walk close to Madrash as usual, slightly downwind, and without even telling him, just feeling the slight whiff.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We need to concoct some manner of plan to rid him of the remainder of those weapons. SR, can I count on you in this matter?
To do what? Oh, to get
Destroy
rid of
his stockpile.
him. I will need you to distract him.
I think I know a way.
Oh well.
Where's my Wednesday?
How
I
many
know a way we can
do you have
distract him.
left, Stan?
Hmm?
How many do you have left?
16?
By the way, do you know what happened? What happened to
16.
Drake?
I haven't seen Drake since we parted.
Strange. I would think that he would try to get back.
No, I don't think we'll be seeing him for a while.
If we see him again.
Yeah, there's a chance. We might also have to, having traveled with him, we might be called upon to put him down.
What is he, a rabid dog?
And
Sometimes.
the way he's raving and talking about stuff, I'm sure some city will eventually just put up a warrant for him.
Isn't there those people in white coats that just gather these people?
Yeah, but they're not accustomed to violent ones wielding plate and armor.
True. Anyways, where are we going now? And I will kind of pat the blanket next to me. Do you know the way?
Do you know the way?
Do you know their way?
I'll
Where
go
does he point?
prep the cart.
And does he point the way? As I ask the goblin in the blanket.
Yeah, he points underneath the blanket and then starts slowly spinning around.
I will wait until he gets to the point in which he stops, or not. I mean, I will check if he actually knows the way.
I mean,
Could you at least tell me which side of the town we're exiting?
I will look at the goblin. You know the way.
What?
The way
Where?
to your tribe.
Oh, yes.
Which way?
Back towards, where?
Graveyard?
Yeah,
All
that
right.
what you call it? Yes,
What did you think it is?
Stone Garden.
Ah, that makes sense. I will wait with Midrash for the cart.
So, north side of town?
I think so. We'll reach the graveyard and see from there. I don't think he knows the way using maps. You seem busy in thought.
Yes, I'm formulating the spell in my mind.
Ah,
Is it
is
fireball?
Has Holm managed to get the cart?
Yes, and and the and your undead little group has also emerged with your equipment.
Stan, you suddenly hear this message in your mind.
Oh, nice.
What do you react to it? Or not
You've
react.
seen the message, right?
In chat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And you hear and you know that it's Medrash sending it to you.
Right. I will. I guess travel by the alleys,
Mm-hmm.
back alleys and rooftops. Or
Shifty character in a
Yes.
cloak, nibbling from a half can, just
Scurrying down in the garbage and stuff.
You can see paint peeling off of walls as he walks past.
Winter is
right
coming.
right after you've passed, someone walks out of the back door of one of the houses with a broom and starts going over to where the garbage heap is, muttering something about raccoons.
Sorry about that. My camera crashed.
It's
Yeah.
fine. It's just. I thought that he will try to poke his garbage to see if it's alive. Anyways,
I mean, probably wouldn't be the first time.
so I will try and get the goblin to get on the cart.
Mm-hmm.
And as he's on the cart, I will tell him. Did we
Yes.
get a closed cart or an open cart?
Closed.
Okay, so I will
No,
tell him
it's
to get
open, isn't
inside.
it? Flatbed
Oh.
open.
No,
It's a flatbed, but there's like canvas.
a tarp.
sort of thing. Yeah.
There's a canvas over the top of it.
Ah.
So I will tell him.
More like a wagon than a cart.
I will tell him to sit in, like, at the entrance of it, so he can see where we're riding, and I will tell him to guide home to the way we need to go.
Yeah, he places one foot up, and the other one like down on the bed of the cart, and points the way.
I will just look at him, kind of raising an eyebrow, and because I currently have more pressing things, I will kind of ask, "Holm, will you manage with him?"
Yeah, it should be fine.
Good. I have some things to do. And I will go into the cart.
I swear, if you make more of a rut in the back of that car, in the shape of you doing angel shapes.
No, I have something to check. Don't mind me. I'm just experimenting something.
and I will go sit at the back and kind of open the box that I put the stone in, and kind of look at it, poke it at first, and then close it back and put it away. Does it do anything when I poke it?
No.
Okay, I will need to figure it out when they're not around. That's the problem here. Madrash, where are you? I'm actually wondering because it depends on where are you that time.
Initially helping up, saddling up the drakes, and by that time I'm sure my skelly compatriots want to get in the back.
So, while they are saddling the cart, I will try to pick up the stone and kind of try and do the same motion that he did with it to see if it does anything.
You hear a crackling noise.
I release it and then I try again to kind of see if I got the idea of how it works.
Yeah, so there's this protrusion on one side of it, and once you like thumb over it quite forcefully, it activates.
Alright, so I will do that, but before I activate it, I will actually do a minor illusion of a cat meowing, and then I will push it, and then I will stop it, and see if it kind of. I will try to listen if it does anything interesting after I did that.
There's a moment of utter silence, and then the stone activates with a. Sir, is everything alright?
I'll quickly kind of get scared. I will push it into the box and close it and push it away.
Sir, we're just finishing up on the clearing operation at second floor.
I will open the box and look at the stone and kind of wonder for a second before I kind of look at. I will kind of go to the back of the cart and drop the stone on the floor and close it and put the back leave.
So what should we do with the cans? I know, sort of. Boo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo.
I'm just going to leave it on the floor, hoping that no one will notice, and I will get back into the cart.
Boo-doo-doo. The paired receiving stone is out of range. Boo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo.
I'll kind of look at the stone, scratching my head. And then I will go back and try to just look inconspicuous by sitting there, looking at my book as I do.
All right.
No.
So you trundle along in the cart.
Time to go.
Do you wish to go up the road here or through the market?
You switch the map.
Oh, right.
For me, at
I
least,
did.
world map.
Oh, yes, I did. So, yeah. Do you want to go through the market or
Kind of
up
crowded
the
in the
ring
market.
road?
And we need
Oh,
to
Market's
get
probably
here.
gonna be crowded, so a ring.
And we need to get here because
Well, he might change his pointing on underway.
all right. So
So
we'll
we go that
follow
way,
the
and then
and then see where he points.
All right. um, Squelch is constantly pointing forward as you are trundling along the street.
I will try to.
Even as you are like bending around the corner, he's just standing there pointing straight forward.
I will try to turn him 90 degrees and see if he keeps pointing forward or turning his hand.
He moves and points in the other direction, and then kind of like looks around, sees that the cart is not pointing that way, and points back towards where the cart is pointing.
I don't actually know his name. Why? Yeah, does he have a name? Anyways,
I think
Are you
were
sure you know the way?
confused. Yes.
You're constantly pointing at different directions.
Know the way after leave city.
Ah! Leave the city!
That way.
Yeah, let's exit through the north way then.
Yeah. I think it would be safer.
Yeah, I told Greg to meet us there.
Oh, good. Never said what you told him.
At this point, Stangreg, you emerge from one of the alleyways.
Oh, I can smell him.
Right around this intersection here.
Prestidigitation him! Prestidigitation him!
Right as the cart is trundling along, you emerge from the alleyway.
please tell me he just walks right out in front of the cart.
Yeah, like the camera sitting on the cockpit, or as at the people holding the reins, and you see this figure in the distance just stop the cart.
You know that scene from Jurassic Park 2 or 3,
Which one? I
where
mean,
they're
what,
going to take off with the plane right after they find the big old dinosaur?
Old dinosaur.
Hmm. I would.
Stop the plane!
I could have sworn you would have gone for Austin Powers.
Yes.
I want.
I could have went with Deadpool and the Zamboni.
Yeah, well, that works too. All movie references that Liam doesn't understand.
I understand Jurassic Park well enough, thank you very much. I watched all 3 of them recently. Well, not counting
Was it thanks
Jurassic
to
World.
my one shot?
A little bit, actually, yeah. I decided, you know what? They're on Netflix, all 3 of them. I'm gonna watch them all.
Good.
I actually did watch one of the Austin Powers, by the way. So I have seen one.
Which one? The best one?
The one...
Oh, wait.
I can't remember the name of it. It was the one which his base was in a mountain. It wasn't the one where he traveled to the future, I don't think. I think it was one where he traveled to the past, actually, where he met his dad.
Also the third one.
Was it the third one? And Mini-Me ends up working with Austin Powers in it. Yeah, that one.
Maja Fasha. Stangreg launches out onto the street, yelling to stop the cart. Home, would you like to stop the cart?
Stop the cart!
The goblin next to you, Squelch, keeps pointing
right.
straight forward. That way. That way.
I'll stop the cart for a moment.
That way.
I will then shout to Stan, "You've got 10 seconds," and then I'll just start counting audibly.
I will
I'll do a,
be there as
8,
soon as I can.
I'll do a
7,
mage hand that points in the same
6,
direction as the goblin.
5.
I guess I'm
Oh.
already on the cart.
Guys, you have no. You won't believe who I met.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Where are you going?
No,
We're leaving town.
But why? Oh wait, that is
Because it
actually
stinks.
preferable. It stinks, yes. Did you see the rubber men? The rubber men!
Who did they rob?
The rubber men!
Who did they rob? Stop telling me the same word and not answering the question.
Okay, and I say, the shiny men! Did you see the shiny men?
Oh, those are nice by people.
They are
Those
not nice
are
people.
professionals. They are here
Exactly.
to rescue and yeah. They have a job to do.
They actually did it to the entire inn. Did you see that? Oh my god, I'm
I
so...
believe you're the one who did that to the entire inn.
I would never be that cruel. I know what that thing can do.
Remember when we said you shouldn't be eating that in populated places?
It was on the menu. I couldn't help it. It's Hall's fault. She stuffed it in there. Oh yeah, he's not even regarding the surstrumming. He's still thinking about the fucking basement. Like, this is a delicacy, dude. You do not offend a delicacy. I couldn't help it.
Okay.
Hmm?
We need to leave before someone recognizes you. Please hide in the back.
Someone already did recognize me. Drake was almost killing me back there.
Wait, what?
Drake was almost killing me back there.
With the robber men?
I'm sorry, is it the height and the difference in audio travelability?
Was it with the robber men?
There was no robberman. There was
You
these
just said there was.
glistening people. You obviously didn't know what I meant.
Oh,
Beeswax people.
I take it the reason you're bleeding so profusely is because of Drake, then.
Yeah, this is Drake. Look, he even broke my finger.
Yeah, I told you, he's gone rabid.
But why though? Why did you do that?
Well, I will come up to you, Step, and I will kind of look at you for a moment, look at you up and down, and then cast Cure Wounds on you. As I touch you,
Aww.
I will kind of hold your finger. And
Do I feel
Hold his broken finger and shake it.
Here,
pull my finger.
Pull my finger.
But do I feel like my asshole less sore? Do I feel like relief as he touches me like that?
Can I focus it on the finger so it won't heal his
God
asshole?
damn it.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You didn't know about his asshole?
So yeah, 10 HP.
Congrats. I mean, thank you. Congrats.
Congrats.
Okay, I have a
Congrats,
really
yo.
important question in regards to Stan.
Oh lord. This is your fault, you know.
Is he sitting in the car?
No, he's basically standing an upward facing dog.
How well built is the road as we start to leave the
Oh my
city?
god.
It's pretty smooth at the moment. Once you start traveling along the long road,
I'll be start twerking.
It'll be smooth for a while, but at least SR would know that this tower is not gonna be along the well-traveled road.
Is the road less traveled?
It's gonna be slightly off-road.
So, I have to ask you something. Stan.
What?
Call him Greg.
Yeah, it's
Greg, Stan, I don't know, both of you.
actually I don't know either.
Are you humanoid?
Is the pressure down there impairing your eyesight?
No, I'm asking it because I don't know how you got half of those injuries.
I don't know how I got half of these injuries.
Are you sure you're not some machination?
If I am a
can
machination,
reprogram you. Yes. I can reprogram you, maybe. To fix you.
Well, there's a fairly open hatch.
I wouldn't say I need fixing. I'm damaged goods.
Maybe if you don't need fixing, do you need mending?
Yes.
I will cast mending on him. I will cast it on the open hatch.
Sorry, you said you left the stone
on
towards
the
the
floor.
back.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I left it on the floor. I kind of dropped it, out of the cart.
All right.
So maybe Drake will find it and will be able to communicate with himself.
Boop boop boop.
So yeah, does he get mended? The robot.
Well, about as mended as it can be.
I'm not sure what got mended there, but okay.
Probably don't want to know.
So, if you have any trouble going to the bathroom now, just take a pick and fix it.
Are you saying I can produce diamonds?
Sure.
And I will go back to my book.
I will look to Holm, or who's right next to me.
Holm is at the front driving.
I'm guessing I'm hanging like over his shoulder then.
That's troubling.
That's troubling considering the goblin is right there. Forward.
One on top of one shoulder, the other on top of the other.
I could have whispered it and he would have heard it, but I will say really softly.
Did he just magically close my asshole?
Oh god.
I will neither confirm nor deny that he may have just magically closed your asshole.
The Squelch turns around to look at you, Stangreg, and immediately starts screaming.
Right next to my ear?
Yeah.
I'm just like...
He turns and starts pointing at Stangreg while screaming.
Why are you screaming? Stop
I will
screaming.
do the same thing to him. Like, I will look at him, point, and then start screaming. And then in the middle of those screams, very manly screams.
I know you! I know you! You were there just before it happened!
The goblin starts doing the invasion of the body snatcher scream.
I just stopped the car.
I will cast
because I've got
dancing
Stan on
lights.
one ear, the Squelch in the other ear.
One
I
more
will
word
cast
and I'm turning this
dancing
around.
light and put lights around them. I mean, I want to see it better, and light is helping.
If you're gonna scream at each other, get to the back of the fucking cart,
No,
not next to my head.
That's so racist!
I'll just turn around and go back to the cart.
No!
And I would run forward to avoid the screaming.
I swear
Why?
I'll turn this card around.
Why would you do this, Holm? Why?
If Stan doesn't stop screaming, I'm taking him back to the hazmat team.
What's this
You'll
hashtag?
just hear that instantly.
Squelch calms down, turns to face back where the cart is going, and then goes, "Are we there yet?"
I don't know. You should tell us where it is.
That way.
Where's he pointing?
I start the car
Right
going.
ahead.
Okay. I mean, we'll see how long we will go forward until he actually will tell us that he doesn't know the way. Because I'm pretty sure he has no idea where he's going.
Racist.
It's not about race. It's about him pointing forward no matter where we go.
Just have faith.
Yeah, well.
Goblin sat nav.
I know, right?
He doesn't have signal in the city.
I mean, I can install some LSD in him.
All right. While you start following the goblin's directions.
For now, it
Great.
seems like the directions is very one direction.
Yep, he's constantly pointing forward, as in the right direction. Forward. Up until the outskirts of the city, at which point he starts shifting a little bit, like pointing more and more towards the right.
I'm guessing where we need to get off-road.
Mm-hmm.
I
hope Stangreg invested in that in that donut-shaped cushion.
I'm just going to
I don't
say
know where he
this.
could have
Stan,
had the chance.
Stan is still having the chalk drawn on him. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that too.
Mention it.
No, I'm not mentioning it. I'm just saying that everyone else would notice it.
Not questioning it since I saw it the first time.
Holm would have probably noticed it and like, huh. They must have
Really
added
gave
that.
him-
Yeah, really gave him the full works.
Oh, that's too soon. Too soon, man. Too soon.
Well, the party is heading off. Drake,
Yes.
what are you up to?
Training.
After Drake, Drake will actually leave the inn he was in because he doesn't want Stan Greg's tracking him down to where he was formerly, or leading the rest of the party to him.
You don't want to stay in the inn that you were in?
Not anymore, no.
Is it in the inn that has been in there? I mean,
What?
wasn't Stan in the inn that he was in?
What?
Anyways, continue.
In the inn.
Yes, Stan was
Yeah,
in the inn
he-
with you in the inn.
Yeah, he's in the inn that he was in.
Yeah. I don't know
Again.
what's confusing.
Exactly.
What?
I don't know what's confusing you, man. You're confused.
So, which inn do you want to be in?
So after I leave the Ever
Inn.
Wyvern house, I'll avoid the one which has the big tent over it. Which one's that?
That would be over here.
It would be very hard to avoid it. It's kind of really showy.
That's number 9, is it?
Yep, the frost-touched frog.
Okay, I'll get a room at the North Shield house instead. Number 10.
All right.
He's really visiting all the inns.
Oh no, he's basically doesn't want you guys tracking him down. So, let's
If
see.
he
Number,
only knew how much we don't try to track him.
Going in all the inns.
Yeah.
so he'll head to number 10 and get a room. How much is that per night?
Man.
Please be expensive.
That's gonna be 6 silver per night.
That's fine. It's only one more night for him anyway. So yeah, he'll fork out the silver, and then he'll start. Basically, he'll head out around the town as well, looking for something to do after that whole Stangreg incident. Just trying to kind of brood in a little bit, thinking about that whole incident.
Mm-hmm.
Just thinking, why the hell did that bastard have to pollute my room? For fuck's sake.
Oh, man.
I mean, you're the one who cut the can in half.
Well, to be fair, he thought someone was attacking him. I mean, come on.
When doesn't he?
True. I think you have some PTSD there.
Well, he definitely does. I mean, after you've spent time in Barovia, you definitely will develop PTSD. No ifs or buts about it.
I got you to say the name. Yeah!
Not in character, though. Not in character. You gotta get me to say it in character.
That was never the rule of it.
It was the rule. It's gotta be in character.
Let us be on our way.
Let us.
Yes, let us leave.
Are there lettuce peas?
All right. Are we advancing or are we stopping?
I think this is as good a point as any to close off for the evening.
Okay. So we won't be meeting the ogres and all that.
So what I'm hearing is let us finish the session for tonight.
Yes.
Sep.
Let's see.
Let
12
us.
people plus the 8 downstairs plus
I
everyone
saved
at
people.
the other inn. 8 at least.
I helped a lot of people today and stole something. Give it back. I didn't give it back though.
That's my team.
Once he will find it on the floor.
Alright. You all get an amazing 780 XP.
Woo!
Considering that's actually not bad. The Drake's fairly close to leveling after that.
I'm very
Fantastic.
far from it.
We're 230 XP from level.
Aww.
Aww.
And I am.
Would you like to go in the inn you were in?
I am like this.
I mean, there is
Some more
a
XP.
goblin nearby.
True. Don't think the goblin is that high level though.
No, but if I solo it, it might work.
We can train him to be our goblin. He can be our goblin, and I would be able to ride him. Is he a different size class than me?
He's
Or
medium.
goblin is small.
Is he medium?
Don't actually
Because
remember
if he is, I can ride him.
right offhand.
No, wait.
He can
Actually,
be my...
No, I think goblins
Actually-
are
Small.
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 Aw, I almost found a ride.
You've got your mastiff.
It's small.
Yeah,
It
why
would
do you
be
need another
so
pet
much-
on Mastiff?
I don't seek a pet. I seek a humanoid that I can talk to while he's driving me around.
Hey, with any luck, you can find a hobgoblin that you can have smoke weed, and then he'll do everything you tell him to, up until the point where it forgets.
I can use LSD on him.
And that's
Oh,
gonna be
God.
a bumpy ride. Really bad trip.
I will try to kind of combine it with between drugs and see what happens.
Sure, just mix them all up.
Some weed with some LSD with some heroin maybe. We'll find something. We'll see what happens.
Today
that-
on D&D, how to overdose.
That one moment where the bard makes a hobgoblin OD.
I mean, how do you think bards get their inspiration to write stories?
LSD.
I mean, all those amazing stories of dragons and such. What do you think they got it from? They just were
Yeah.
under the influence.
You think dragons are real?
I mean, the one Drake encounter's real enough.
Nah, that was just an overgrown lizard.
Nobody
Who
saw that.
happened to breathe acid.
I don't
Hey,
know.
no-
Actually,
nobody
Drake
saw
was.
that.
Didn't,
Nobody
Yeah.
who mattered saw that.
Only the
Well,
half
actually,
dragon saw it.
I mean, even I even didn't see it. So
Does that mean that technically our entire party is just on one really big trip because we're seeing Madrash as a half dragon?
That would explain a lot.
What it actually is just a half elf in some really fancy cosplay.
Is
Who
he
happens
calling
to be
me a
able to breathe
fairy?
fire.
Technically, you would be a scaly, but sure.
Yeah,
well, I
is
mean,
it
it
still
won't
a
be the
furry if
weirdest.
it's got scales.
It won't be the weirdest thing that Kesh played because the first character he played with in my campaign was a male wizard that was before that a female wizard, which was never explained. How he shifted genders.
Nope, we don't need to explain anything. That's just the way it is.
That reminds me, I need to introduce Warforged somehow into your campaign setting so I can play Warforged.
Good luck. I'm not stopping you. You just need to manage to do it.
All I need to do is mesh magic, wood, and metal into one sentient being. How hard can that be?
You'd be surprised.
Golem? You would get the golem.
No, golems aren't sentient.
Yeah.
Some of them are.
All I need is
Oh.
the perfect magical AI.
Well, I mean, I'm not. I won't say it's impossible. It is possible.
And then I need to have it reproduce. But then there's the problem.
I won't know how to help you with that. Be creative, I say. At that point, it's just creativity.
I mean, I might need to watch the Terminator series again.
I mean, I'm not sure if it's in the first or would it be more in the third. That it would be more.
I guess
Explain.
unfortunately the third one. Ah,
Yeah,
shit.
it was awful. Made no sense.
Nope.
Because they kind of cancelled out some of the things they said in the first, so.
They've been doing that in all the movies.
Yep.
That's the whole point of the movies. They kind of just retcon everything that happened in the previous movie.
Pretty
Well, I mean,
much. Pretty
it's
much.
Time travel, and they're messing with it, so I suppose that would happen.
Well. Yeah. I guess so. So I almost leveled, you see. I'm just need
Almost.
a few thousand more.
I only need
Yay.
about 395.
You cheat, man. You cheat.
How do I cheat?
I mean, you have more XP than me, and I changed character.
Well, so did I.
Exactly, that's why you cheat.
But hey, at least look at it from this angle. You won't have to split the XP with anyone. You're riding solo, so.
Ugh. I don't know how we're handling that yet.
You could
I
power
mean-
level to 20, become the new villain.
Goodbye, darkness, my old friend.
I'm fine. I'm come to talk with you again.
I'm still not sure what you're trying to achieve alone, but I don't want to know out of character, so don't tell me.
He's
It's not really a
switching
secret.
careers. Becoming
well,
a caravan card.
Caravan
It's-
guard reaches level 20.
No, he's
He's joining this band of travelers who are traveling on a cart, heading down this very long road. Most of them
joined-
who have no belief in Bane and will ridicule and mock him incessantly about his belief in
No, but
Bane.
I'm actually, I mean, I hope you do have a plan, because currently you're running around headless.
Killing
It's
party members.
we sort of have a plan.
We?
It just depends. Well, me and Tio, it's just how it works out.
Well, currently
it
it's looking
advancing?
like Drake's going on his own.
I'm hoping to avoid that, but it's might become inevitable the way this is going.
Well,
But
the
we'll see
party-
how it goes.
The party just left this town while you were looking for a different inn. So at this point, you can only blame yourself.
But yeah, the whole idea was with him taken on as a caravan god, Tom, was because he's basically looking to get back to Albar, where he can meet up with the other Zentarim, so that he could, because he's got that mission from Yata.
So
Going
why
to
is
take
he
you months.
trying to convince us in any way? You're just leaving, going after yourself.
You remember what happened the last time I was with the group, right?
Yes, and if you remember correctly, we banished you because you were causing trouble.
You were never mind. Anyway, yeah, because of
Hey, we let
he-
you leave instead of attack.
Yes.
But yeah,
it's-
at the moment, the whole idea is that he's supposed to go. Is hopefully, depending on what basically gives him a kick up the ass, is he's supposed to start a redemption arc now. That I don't. You weren't here last session, were you, Tom? No, yes, you were. You were there for the whole
I
gift.
was.
It was Seb that was missing.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that Gef conversation was the kind of like the start sort of thing, or hopefully the start. It's
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying that if you drag it too much, you will lose your character.
I'm not trying to drag it. I'm not trying to rush it either. It's like this is like changing someone who's had a belief for like for 20, 30 odd years. I mean, come on, you can't change it that easily.
But okay, so here's where I'm finding it a bit hard. It's if you're not in a hurry to do it, why hasn't he left the city yet?
Because he's waiting. Basically, the caravan guards aren't leaving the city for another day.
Mhm.
Better yet, how will you rejoin with the group if that becomes the motive?
He'll find a way.
The funny thing is that this quest is just me finding a goblin.
Mhm.
In a
Yeah, I
graveyard.
wasn't actually going to go along with it until someone opened the suicide.
It's home. It's home.
We all decided to have a temporary mental illness.
Ha! No, you decided to have a temporary mental illness.
That's not how I remember it.
I'm
I
sure.
mean, that's exactly how you define mental illness. You're the one that doesn't remember stuff correctly.
To be fair, if there ever was a time to, I don't know, even consider rejoining the party, it would have been the character that you actually didn't have a beef with at all,
Yes.
Greg. Yeah,
stumbling
Until it
in
chopped him.
your room
true. I think
when
considered that,
you
but
suddenly double crit him.
to be fair, I was playing it as if Drake wouldn't have known who was attacking him, so he had
But
no
then
idea.
he came at you and he didn't want to hurt you, and his sword was limp. And then he just, why did you hurt me?
And then you
I
wreck
just
more.
want to point out I didn't put Stan Greg's sword back in his room when I took it off him. When I left him at the
Oh.
Pink Unicorn.
I didn't even have a sword. I was unarmed. I had a can of surstrumming.
I mean, that's a weapon of mass
yeah.
destruction in by itself. So
Deadlier
just open
than
one of
any
those near
sword.
any enemies, especially a dragon, for example. That dragon is gonna run away like hell.
Your sword is currently strapped to my pack.
That's actually
Good
nice
to know.
evil weapon.
That's actually not a bad tactic. You could use that tin against like a dragon, for example. It has a very strong sense of smell. I just watch it squeal in terror as it's overwhelmed.
You see, there's a slight problem with that. Dragons tend to have a fairly high constitution, and they can fly high up in the air.
There's
some
also
of
the
them
part
While the party is hacking and
You
coughing,
forgot something,
vomiting on the
Theo.
ground.
Theo,
Yes.
think of a can which you throw right in his nostril.
That's a good idea.
Right in the nostril. He's
And
stuck
then-
with it.
If that can is sealed and then he breathes fire, it heats the can and just explodes his face off.
Oh god.
That isn't how it works, man. It's not an explosive. It's just stinks.
It's a weapon.
I mean,
it can explode.
Just put the can in the nostril and leave it there for about 20 years until
Yeah.
it explodes. And that's
Yes.
But yeah, no, in all seriousness, I did consider that route with Stan Greg, but then he opened that damn can of straw. And then as a
It was
result...
open all the time.
way before.
Yeah.
I know, but I was thinking about it when he saw him limping back from the inn, but...
Hey,
No,
you didn't
it's-
take the chance.
I'm just saying it was a weird course of action to attack someone without knowing who it is and why he's knocking on your door.
He wasn't knocking on my door, he was trying to smash my door in. That kind of sets off bad signs.
I mean, you knew that there's a gas attack around. I wouldn't have attacked that person. First, I would check who it is.
They were trying to knock my door down.
You should
Hey,
keep
they are
lights on.
suffocating out there. They are suffocating out there, and you're trying to kill the ones that are trying to save themselves.
Well, I put it as playing as my character because, you know,
I'm
when
fine
something's
with
trying
that,
to
I'm
knock
just
your
saying
door
that-
down, that's never a good sign as far as Drake's concerned.
Fair enough. I'm just...
Even when the first thing you see is an empty Surströmming can.
I mean, in
Who
that
could
regard,
it be?
Can it be that? No, never mind. Let's first attack it.
It must be those damn Lathanderites.
They know my
Actually,
weakness.
for Tyr, I think for him it's Tyrans. If he sees a Tyran, he gets a bit pity. He
Should I
hates
tell
it
you
those
about
on
the
stream.
religion that?
Ah,
Should I
yes.
tell you the religion of my character?
Night, guy. Night stream.
Good night, stream.
Night.
Night. Good night.
Good night, stream.